Hello, Internet, and welcome to Red Jenny. Thanks for joining us at this weird timed stream. We're playing in effectively the middle of the day for all of us because it's Memorial Day. Happy Memorial Day for those of you out there. And we just decided we were going to make today work. This weekend has been wild. A lot of changes of plans and drama going on, but we are here, and I'm so excited to be spending this day off with all my lovely players here and be playing this game. It's gonna be wonderful. We're here to play Dragon Age. If you haven't joined us before for Red Jenny, buckle up. Before we get started, we have, I guess I'll go and do our announcements for this week, since we've been, our schedule's been, again, very weird last week. Our next regularly scheduled stream would be tomorrow. I think, is the Tuesday cruise still up in the air? I feel entirely, out of... out of everything at this point.
Yeah, they are, because they still have some people traveling.
Okay, that's right. So would normally be our Tuesday game. I believe they may do something tomorrow. I'm not really sure, but keep an eye on our Discord. They'll probably be announcing something last minute if they do decide to stream something. But for the rest of the week, I know our next game will be on Thursday for our Elegance and Vigilance game. Sid runs that, and we'll talk more about it. And if you want to see the rest of the shows that we do on this channel, you can look below our faces if you're watching us live on Twitch and see everything that we've got going on, the systems that we play, the games we play, and who's in them. That's it. I'm going to go ahead and let my lovely players here introduce themselves, talk about who they are, what they do on and off this channel, and who they're playing tonight. Starting as always with Van.
That's me. Hi, I'm Van. You can find me on the internets at Savvy Seaworth, pretty much wherever you can find people on the internet. Mostly, I'm just hanging out in the Discord and posting weird stuff and streaming live on Twitch here several days a week. You can find me Sunday nights on twitch.tv/lbhackemup, playing Dungeons and Dragons when our illustrious dungeon mistress gets back into town from traveling. And then you can find me here on this channel Thursdays through Mondays, either playing in several games or running Dungeons and Dragons on Saturday mornings. But today, not tonight, it's like 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Today, hello, I am playing Venehn, who is an elven marksman. What happened last time? The most unconcerned with his own personal safety of the party.
Incredible. I believe I'm next. Hey, I'm Christina Sid. You can find me on the internets at Greek Sid, except for IG. I'm not even going into it anymore. You can find me here Thursdays through Mondays, mostly playing in games. Like Val said, I do run our game of Elegance and Vigilance on Thursdays, 7 o'clock Eastern. It's mostly Good Society, my fave, with a little bit of D&D smush on in there. It is essentially Regency superheroes, and they're about to battle some previously tap dancing automatons. It's going to be great. So check that out on Thursday. This afternoon, I will be playing Yasmera. Yaz is our Kunari shadow, the most likely to fuck up a Cooper of the party, at least today.
That's what they're called, right? Coopers. They make barrels, right? Sup, y'all? It's me, Wally, your favorite non-binary son best friend on the internet. You can find me on the Twitter, WALE132, just like the cute little Disney robot where I'm talking about what's on my brains and all the stuff that I do. Also, you can find me in the GGK Discord, posting random memes, because that's also what I do. Find me Thursday through Monday in all the games that had already been mentioned before, so it makes talking about it easier. But this afternoon, I will be playing Garas, the elven duelist, who is most likely to fight outside of his weight class.
All right. I guess that's me. Hi, internet. Hi, mom. I'm sleepy. It's not that early, but
Again.
it's kind of
There's
early.
Mom.
I'm Sita.
You get to
can
say
find
good
me-
morning. We've all
Good
said
mo-
good afternoon.
good
You get to say good
morning.
morning.
You can find me at Mr. Wilt most places on the internet. My Discord, where I post lots of pictures of delicious foods I made. At work is john.sita. You can also find me mostly lurking around the chats of the various games, trying to distract my friends and being a general nuisance. This morning, I will be playing Andros Philippe Bastille de Cartier, aka Carter, aka Tybalt Evander, the human arcane warrior. And yeah, on that note, I think the most named out of the group. Carter's got a lot of hats.
You've consistently had the most names. Hi, everyone. I'm Val. You've had the Kraken's Crown lurking around the internet. I'm here Thursdays and Mondays playing running games. Other than this game, I also run a game on Saturdays called Ward 47, which you should be back to next week. We're playing Parcel and sort of kind of careening towards sort of finale territory in that game. Probably a ways off, but we're in Paris and getting into fights. So
With trains.
Yes. But today I'll be running this game. Are you all ready to get started?
So thanks everybody for coming to our Tears of the Kingdom stream today.
Yeah.
I don't think we say thank you enough.
Yeah. I'm we've been playing. I've been doing nothing but playing Tears of the Kingdom for the last like 3 days. So yeah, I'll find a way to work that into this game. Let's go ahead and jump back in.
Garas will build up a blowtorch out of a baguette, a piece of string, and a pine cone he found.
And 3 sticks.
Yeah, I want some real MacGyver shit on this. All right. Previously on Red Jenny, we are in the midst of the Archon's tourney. Currently in the heat of it. Where we began last time was in the first rounds, the opening rounds, after Carter had successfully bullshit his way into the running as Carter faced off with his opponent. The first round against Lord Selene was a bit rough. It kind of had a little bit of a hard time in that first matchup, having to burn a lot of resources. However, Carter was successful and prevailed, and the Archon's tourney began in earnest. All of you doing your best to help Carter out by both messing with the competition and with the judges themselves. I believe we got one of Carter's opponents blasted. And
in our defense, he was like 80% of the way there.
It wasn't a hard job for me to do it. Let's be honest.
Yeah, you just sort of pushed him over the edge a little bit, as Carter did as well. And I think Venehn also is currently running a honeypot on one of the judges as well. Magister Tomas has been seducing the judge over the last few rounds. The rest of the events, though, between a few highlights from between the rounds, Carter's performance seemed to have caught the attention of one notable attendee of the event, the Incantatrix, who is in attendance, and Garas, wanting to sort of push that favor to basically to y'all's benefit, had a meeting with the Incantatrix and passed along some. I don't even know. It wasn't really even Carter's message. It was kind of just Garas being
Winging it.
winging it.
I was just Carter's wingman. I
Yeah.
feel like I
Doing your
gained a lot
best
of
Doug
wingman.
Dimmadome impression.
My name is Garas Dimmadome of Doug Durham Dimmadomes. That's what it is. Yes.
You also had a lot of exchanges with the other crew that had seemingly infiltrated this event, led by Reyes, who is the mage that Carter had is going up against, or is currently competing against in this tournament. Garas had a bit of a staring match with a Var gentleman named Dolman, and insulted him quite thoroughly, while Venehn had another little verbal sparring match with Brila, who invited Ven to a inn after the tournament ended. And while all of this was happening, after the first 3 rounds of competition had concluded with Carter's triumph against Lord Albrisis, Yaz, having earlier witnessed a handoff between Reyes and one of his crew, and stolen a vial of something that looks like blood, followed that same crew member, who you have not caught the name of yet, and found her tampering with a wine barrel back in the servants' chambers, seemingly slipping something into the contents of the barrel. A little bit of a showdown between the two of you, as she headed back to the viewing platform, and Yaz decided what to do next. So that's where we're picking up. That is the recaps. Where do we want to start? I mean, Yaz, you're kind of in the thick of it, and you've got some choices to make here, so we could pick up there.
Sure.
What does Yaz want to do?
Yaz would like to meander over to the wine barrel, pick up a glass as if she wants to, get herself some, and would like to casually and unobtrusively take her dagger and slit the very bottom of the barrel so that it starts pouring out.
Okay. So essentially, you want to damage the wood, because the way I'm visualizing this, like, big cask on its side, it's currently tapped. You head over to it to jam a dagger through the wood to, like, create a crack or a splinter so that it will start leaking. Go ahead. What kind of check do I want to make this?
Could I roll a stealth to not make it obtrusive first?
Yeah, I'll do a stealth check after.
Okay.
Yeah, I really don't know. Yeah, let's just do a stealth check, because I think it's just a matter of time, more than anything. It's about doing this quietly enough that nobody comes to check on it. But I'm not going to actually have you roll to sabotage the barrel.
Pretty good. 5, 5, 4, 9, 14, 21.
Okay. You slip around the side of it. The serving staff is currently
and 4 on my dragon bag.
Oh, nice. Do I want to make this part of your? No, this won't be part of your. This won't be your points for Carter. We'll do something else for that. But the you slip around the side of it. Luckily, there's no serving staff in here. They're pretty preoccupied on the viewing platform right now between the rounds. You can hear people out in the halls, but nobody has come in yet. And you move between these casks, taking your dagger and sort of driving it between the boards on the lower third of the barrel. you pry it as like quietly as you can. You hear kind of like groaning of the wood as you drive the dagger, and you can see a little bit of wine beginning to spill out. There's a slight crack, and as you retrieve the dagger, you can see a steady stream of wine now pouring down onto the floor.
Excellent. Could I spend 3 of my stunt points? I'm assuming this would be exploration.
Yeah.
Can I do what that makes me wonder?
Sure.
And make a perception check here to kind of, I don't know, sniff this. Just try to see what the fuck's maybe in this.
Yeah, go for it.
That would be 17 plus. No, it's not 17. 11. 11 plus 18.
18. Okay. The wine is pouring out. You kind of sidestep around, not to be standing in the wine as it pools on the floor, and you move around to where you saw you saw the woman put the pry open the barrel and pour the contents inside, and you realize, like, thinking about a couple things. Yaz is pretty versed in would be pretty versed in poisons, and at least be familiar enough to with their usages to identify like some of your basics.
Narrow down ones you would imbibe, that sort of thing.
Yeah. This is a pretty big barrel, and the amount of any sort of poison, like she didn't pour a lot into this. Whatever she slipped inside was pretty small, so it would have to be something pretty potent if it is some sort of poison to affect the entire cask and not be diluted enough to like to have any sort of effect. You need a large quantity to poison a barrel this size. As you are looking at the spot where she poured it in, because there's still a little bit, you can see the knife gouges in the wood. You can just make out a small, like a little discoloration of perhaps some like liquid that hit the side of the wood as she was pouring it inside the barrel. You just see like a streak of red there, like a very, it's actually already kind of drying and kind of flecking a bit there.
Could she use her dagger and just sort of like take that piece off, put it in her pocket?
Sure. Yeah.
Cool. If no one's coming, sort of nonchalantly, trying not to get wine on her shoes, shake the barrel around a little bit, try to get a better stream going.
Yeah, I mean, it's pouring out. There's now like a 4-foot diameter puddle that is forming on the ground. So if you want to be out of here before anybody else shows up, you probably should get going at this point.
Okay. She'll shake it around a little bit. Just, it's okay. Do the math. This much has come out already. Give it another minute. All right. Yeah. And then she'll head out.
Okay. Yes, heads out. You leave, heading around the corner. Some of the serving staff passing you in the hall after you've turned away from the servants' quarters and carrying some trays and empty goblets and heading back in that direction, probably to discover this mess. But you join back on the viewing platform, where I think Garas and Carter are currently standing on their own. I think Dolman moved off with Reyes, and Venehn, your conversation with Brila ended. So the four of you can convene and can discuss before deciding what you want to do next. You have some time until the next round.
Carter, what is this? It looks like blood, but they're sneaky one. Just dosed a cask of wine in the servants' quarters with whatever this is.
Hmm. I don't really have any way to. I don't have any like magic-y things. Without access to tools to analyze it, I could not say. Does your expertise with poisons tell you anything?
Any red viscous poisons I know about?
Yeah, make a cunning. Are you do you have poison lore?
I don't. That was the next thing I was going to take, actually.
Okay.
Just a
Just make a
cunning
cunning.
straight.
Just make straight cunning.
There.
Can I make a healing check? Just to like know if it's actually blood?
Oh, interesting. Yeah, cunning healing. Yeah, you can do that.
6 to 5 is plus. Let me do math. It's early. 11, 13, 18.
18. This and Carter, what did let me get Carter's result too, and I'll
15 from me.
Okay. Yes, looking over the substance, you have the vial to compare. It definitely probably the same substance is in whatever she poured in is the
Blood.
is the same. It doesn't look like. I mean, this on its own is probably not a poison. You can't think of any poisons that would have the sort of consistency and would appear like blood like this does. Carter, as you're looking at it, sometimes as it's drying and you see this piece of wood here, now it's been like exposed to the air and it's kind of dried out a bit, and looking, you've seen the vial too. I think y'all shared that with Carter, right? Something kind of clicks with you and you look at it. The way this is, the coloration and the consistency of the liquid in the vial, it's probably not human blood.
Does it feel familiar to a certain battle we had in the Fade?
Ooh. Your mind going back there, it is pretty similar.
Without certainty, I believe this may be the blood of Darkspawn.
And they were just going to poison people with it?
Wait a minute. What would the consumption of darkspawn blood do to a person?
It is almost always fatal, to my understanding.
You would know this, Carter. So no, darkspawn blood on its, well, I guess fatal in a sense, as you would become infected by the taint.
Right. That's right.
And
How the Grey Wardens. Oh, Grey Wardens.
yeah, the Grey Wardens have like there's a process, and like they don't just drink straight darkspawn blood. There's additional processes that inure them to the effects of the taint.
But that's part of the process.
Yeah, that is one of the true horrors of the blight, is coming into contact with darkspawn, wounding them, being exposed to their blood, even in their vicinity. It's essentially like a virus, and you can become infected with it and eventually begin to hear the calling and be taken over as a darkspawn yourself.
I left that wine pooled on the floor. Should I perhaps go and help with cleanup?
Perhaps. They
Yaz
do
rushes
say
back
that
to the...
one should not return to the scene of a crime.
I mean, in Yaz's defense, she didn't really do the crime. She just spilled a bunch of wine.
I mean, it's not the first time Yasmera spilled a bunch of wine
That-
on purpose.
All right, all
That has
right.
horrible poison in it.
You are always careful, Yasmira. However, I feel it is important of me to say, be careful.
You begin to also see, I think, as you understand here, some of the like some servants come back and they gather a couple of others. You can see some people heading back that way. Commotion.
My lord, perhaps I should go help the other servants.
As you will.
So Yaz heads back to the servants' quarters. Any other conversations from the three of you as Yaz scampers off?
So I think that big guy wants to kick my ass.
Yes.
So I'm gonna pretty much watch my back because he either may jump me out of nowhere or, I don't know what his whole MO is and being kind of the type of fighter he is. So I'm kind of gonna be keeping my, eye over my shoulder for the rest of the evening while also doing, helping out Carter.
The man is covered with many scars, and you have few. One might say that is a sign of the difference in experience. I think it may be a sign of difference in skill. I have faith in you, Garas.
No, thank you, Carter. I was wondering if you were going to compliment my skills or not, but thank you. I mean, I'm probably going to get my ass kicked, who knows. But, if I do die, then you know what to do.
It will not come to that. If he does jump you, we will jump in, as it were.
Okay, but you need to focus on your fights. Don't worry about me. You focus on your fights, okay?
I will keep a focus on it, but what do you think of me having a word with Reyes before the next round? This matter of possible dark spawn poisoning may supersede the importance of this event.
Well, I mean, that conversation can go one of two different ways. It depends on how much of your hand you show. Them knowing we know could be good for us. Or it could leave them with even less to lose than they already have.
And when you give less to lose, you get kind of,
Reckless.
off. Yeah.
You've spoken to
Reckless.
Reyes the most, so...
Reckless people often make mistakes. I will not show our hand, but perhaps I will shake them up a bit.
Just be careful.
I will.
If anything, this may cause him want to speed up whatever schedule he had for this.
Are you prepared if that happens?
But prepare to either fight these people or hightail it out of here? Huh,
Yeah.
always.
We're always prepared for those two things.
Then wish me luck.
You don't need
Pats
it.
him on the shoulder.
Carter's
Carter.
Carter.
Carter's
about-
heading over to talk to Reyes. Oh, sorry. Yeah, Garrus.
Oh, and what about you, then? Are you going to schmooze some more with that one?
Which one?
The elf, the tall elf one. You gonna schmooze with her, or you?
Oh, yes. So, in the interest of keeping distractions to a minimum, I did not tell Carter this because he worries about me. Unnecessarily so. But I'm going to meet Brilla later, one-on-one.
Oh. Okay, I mean, whew.
I want you guys
Well-
to know where I'm going now in case she tries to kill me.
Okay, where are you going to be meeting up with her? I'll make sure I swing by there.
Say the name of the inn that I definitely know. Because I just had this conversation with her about 2 minutes ago.
Right. Did I give you an inn name, or are we doing this?
Remember.
I don't think I did. I don't think I.
She at least said where it was, though.
Yeah. Sure. You give the name. I don't. I didn't come up with a name
Yeah.
for that inn, so.
Yeah. The
Wild Pony.
Wild Pony.
Okay, I'll swing by the Wild Pony Inn. If I'm not fighting this guy eventually.
I don't think he'd just fight you in the middle of the whole competition. If anything, because I think Reyes wouldn't like it. They all seem to kind of do what he says.
That's true.
But
Well,
so
you
I'm
just-
gonna try to get some info out of her. Our other problem.
Okay.
But
Are
that's not
you-
till
are you
tonight,
s-
so.
Do you have your dagger on you?
Yes.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure at least that, you can fight back if anything does happen.
I don't need it, but yes.
Okay, good.
Just in case.
Okay, good. Just, wanted to make sure. You be safe out there.
So when the competition's over, we do have to tell Carter everything. Yes.
We have to. I mean, there's no way around it. We're not going to keep this secret.
I just mean more like timeline wise. Like as soon as it's
Oh no! As soon as it's over,
Okay.
without a doubt, yeah.
Okay. He's going to be
Okay.
mad at me.
Oh, he's going to be very cross.
That's okay.
All right, well, let's go out there and make sure our boy wins this match.
Okay, so Garas and Venehn and the two of you are gonna focus on doing your normal between rounds checks and seducing and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's go to. Well, here's what I want to do. So let's resolve what's going on with Yaz first. So Sid, you can decide what you want to do. You head back there, and you can see there's about 5 or 6 servants that are currently in this chamber. Some of them have mops, cleaning up the floor. You can see somebody has they have appeared to have sealed the barrel back up to keep it from spilling anymore across the floor. And the head servant, the one that's sort of organizing this event, the attendant is currently talking with a few of the others and yelling at some, just how did we miss this? We need to be more I swear, if I find out who it is that damaged that barrel, others are cleaning hurriedly, continuing, and says, "Oh, how much of the wine did we lose? Do we need to have another barrel brought up?" And you see one of the other servants over it kind of knocks it aside, pushing it, and says, "Well, it seems it's maybe third of the way full, probably enough for a bit longer, but we may need another." Says,
Excuse me. One, do not mop. You must dab, or you will never remove that stain. And 2, you should not serve that wine if that barrel was damaged.
looks back to you, this Tuvinter gentleman, says, "I'm sorry, and who are you?"
My name is Noshe. I'm here with one of the lords, but I am a lifelong Vinter from where I grew up. If that barrel was damaged in any way, it could have been so for an extended period of time. I do not think you want a spoilage or a infection of that kind to go out to your guests, would you?
looks around. Go ahead and make me a communication. Oh boy.
Deception?
Yeah, I mean deception works here.
Oh, good. 18.
18. You can see him sort of stagger a bit, like pausing for a moment now that since you identified yourself as one of the attendees for one of the lords that are present, now worrying that if he does decide to serve this, that'll go out to the rest of the group. And says, right, yes, of course you are quite right. Have another barrel brought up from the cellar immediately. We will have this handled. Thank you very much for coming in. But this is for staff only. I very much appreciate your
I
help.
completely understand. I would also suggest bringing up a barrel of white that you don't mind utilizing for proper cleaning. Yeah, I would be, again, more than happy to assist.
We would not wish to trouble you. Please, you are, I'm sure,
I-
needed on the.
I insist, sir.
All right. You escort my staff here down to retrieve the necessary implements for you.
And if you wouldn't
appreciate-
mind, let's make sure that this barrel is properly disposed of.
Yes, certainly.
Hoist!
You and a couple of it's probably too big for Yaz to carry on her own. But the it's big. It's bigger than
Okay.
you are.
Alright.
The you and a couple of the others carry it out, and you begin to help with that. I will say this: if Yaz is going to dedicate herself to containing this situation, I don't think she's going to be able to make a check for to help Carter this round, which may be a good trade-off if
This
you're
is
going to
pretty important, I think.
if you're going to supervise this to make sure no one is
Yeah.
infected. So
It's her fault, so I think she just is gonna feel a little, obligated to, make sure these people don't,
okay,
innocent people don't turn into darkspawn. That's
Sure.
a fair trade, I feel.
sure. You can definitely do that. So Yaz begins to supervise this process. Carter, you see Reyes currently on the platform, sitting at a small table, drinking a very small glass of wine between rounds, as he is speaking with. I think he's speaking with Brila right now. Two of them at this table conversing as you approach. Their conversation stops, and Reyes looks up at you sort of expectantly.
If it pleases you, may I join you for a moment of your time before the next round?
I see why. I do not see why not. Brila, would you excuse us for a moment? And Brila nods, gives a smile, and excuses herself from the table, going and joining Dolman and the other in the corner, over by the bar. Reyes holds out a hand, gesturing to the seat across from him, and says, "Please sit."
Carter will. Are there like attendees serving the wine, or is it?
Yeah, there's some staff around that are serving.
I think as Carter sits down, he'll order a glass of red.
One of the comes over with a serving tray, takes the wine and sets it down the table next to you. And Ray says, "Are we to make pleasant conversation, or do you have a reason for wanting to speak with me?"
When we first met, when you entered my dreams, You mentioned a fondness for Orlesian wine. I was simply curious about your interests in wine. My friends and I, he takes a big gulp, are run a vineyard ourselves.
Right. I'll admit my interest in wine is limited in most ways. It's a pleasant drink. I was not raised on the finer parts of its enjoyment and consumption. Though I've traveled a bit, and I did mean what I said. Orlesian wine, hands above the rest.
So your interest in it, then, is it more a matter of business?
He leans back, glass in hand, and looks you over and says, "At this time, yes."
It makes for good business. Many people love wine, and he'll lean forward, put his elbows on the table and lean forward towards Reyes a bit and say, of course, there are dangers. The grapes are not properly kept. A batch can spoil. It's unfortunate. It is bad business. Many people can become hurt from it.
That's good advice. I would hate for anyone here to become hurt from the pleasures that we're trying to distract ourselves with.
I would as well hate that, Reyes. My friends and I pride ourselves on not allowing such tainted batches to get to our customers.
I see. Well, it does seem you find yourself in a fairly dangerous business then. Any of your customers were to be hurt due to your negligence, I'm sure that would go very poorly for you.
I'm glad that you understand. Now, while I am here, is there anything that you would like to speak about?
He leans back forward towards you, placing his arms on the table similar to yours, thinking for a moment, and says, I told you already. There are more important things going on here than wine and sport.
I have gathered.
I understand you think that you know what's happening, and that you think you can stop us. My business is not contingent on your cooperation in any way. And if I have to, I will take matters into my own hands. I do not wish to see it come to that, Carter.
Nor do I, Reyes. And I assure you, I have no idea what it is you're talking about. I simply meant to have a pleasant discussion. However, whatever it is you're speaking of, you don't know us. You also assume you think you know. Just don't discount my friends and I. We are stronger than a group of responsibilities.
That's where I think you're wrong. I do know you more than you realize. And I would advise you to be careful and to keep your nose out of our business, or you may be seeing Eckert sooner than you think. And he stands up and leaves the table.
Carter will remain at the table for a few beats longer.
Make a perception check for me before, as he leaves, just
Cool.
for my own.
16.
16.
Mhm.
Okay. As he stands to leave, you catch something for a moment. Just a flash of silver from under the collar of his shirt, and just slipping out for a moment attached to a pendant. You see a pendant kind of slip out from underneath his shirt as he moves away. And all you see for a moment, because you only see half of it, but that half appears to be a silver winged creature, a griffin, just before it slips away and he leaves the table.
Carter just makes a note of that, and he'll give a little toast to Dolman or Breer or whoever might be over there watching.
Yeah. They're looking your direction. They see Reyes leave a bit agitated, and are watching you before Reyes joins them and they return to conversation.
Finish off the glass and finish it quickly enough intentionally that a little bit of wine runs down Carter's chin, and I'll let it sit there for a moment before wiping it away and heading back to rejoin his friends.
Okay. Before we do any more reconvening or discussion, Venehn and Garas, both of you are up to some shit, I'm sure. So what are the two of you doing to help Carter in this round?
Do we know who Carter is going up against
You
next?
do. Yeah, these are the semifinals. There are only 4 contestants left. Carter is going up against Lord Decimus.
It's a fucking cool name.
That's a really badass name. Garas would like to see if there's anything he can schmooze off people about this guy.
Sure. So you want to do some information gathering?
Yeah, do some
Find out?
information gathering this time around.
Sure. You can do it two ways. If you're trying to kind of talk and converse, then I think a communication etiquette would probably be a good one. If you are looking to just kind of like listen in and see what you can overhear, then probably perception hearing.
Gonna go with communication because I don't have etiquette, but I do have good communication.
Yeah, and you would be conversing with other nobility, other lords, so you can
Right.
utilize your bonus.
Sweet.
Remember to track what you get on the dragon die.
Okay, so I got 3 on the dragon die, and also I got 3 stun points, and in total that is 17.
Okay. Yeah, no stunts on these, but 17 does pass. So, yeah, you go and speak with some people asking about Lord Decimus. I mean, it's the crowd here is kind of mostly comprised of people who have lost already and are just kind of hanging out. A few of the hangers on for the actual contestants, the participants in the tourney, and yeah, there's a lot of whispering because there are 2 matches essentially that are about to happen, and both of them are pretty exciting. One of them on the other side with this newcomer, Lord Itelli, who has had an overwhelmingly successful run in this competition so far, and the other Lord Decimus going up against Lord Evander, who Lord Decimus is one of the more prominent houses of Minrathous. It's actually the firstborn child of a prominent magister that currently sits in the magisterium, and is assuming like it is pretty much the odds-on favorite to win the competition, and the information that you're gathering is from this house. Decimus is a very old family than the magister, like dating all the way back to some of like the earliest days of the magisterium, and the empire. They have there's a straight line of the members of this house that have gone back to the earliest foundings. Some of the most of the like the first archon essentially was one of like the right hands of the first archon of the Imperium, and it is, I think some of the whisperings is that Lord Decimus, this Lord Decimus, may actually be the most likely in this family's history to actually obtain the Archon seat. And there are plenty of people whispering that a win in this competition would, and then eventually taking over his father's seat on the magisterium, would put him in very good standing to inherit the role or to be elected to the role of Archon later on. So a lot of prestige, a lot of essentially anticipation for this event. However, there are some people whispering essentially with a house this old that has consistently been kind of second best in like there have been others of the house that have had this promise where this has been stated before. There's kind of a sour note in the air of a lot of people saying that this may be the last chance this house has to solidify that position, and so there's a lot of pressure on right now this young Lord Decimus to succeed.
Garas kind of like leans against the bar, like the person he was chatting it up with. So you're telling me that this Lord Decimus, this is definitely more of a, not just a thing of title and glory, but more of a political thing too.
The let's just say you're speaking with Lord Leos.
Yes,
Who's still here hanging out.
I love you, Lord Leos.
He's got pants back on now, and he says, "Oh yes, this is a very big deal for young Lord Decimus. His first showing in the tourney, and likely his only. I don't imagine if he loses, he will be showing his face again. Will probably be inheriting his seat within the next year from his father. This is much more than sport for him. So, yes, very, very much so. I would not wish to be in his position now. A lot of familial responsibility and pressure for the young lad. I do not envy his position here.
No, I can understand. I mean, being thrust is such a seat of political power, but I'm new to this town. Do people not like the current people in charge, or are people rooting for this boy to win?
The Archon? No, it's merely tradition. The Black Divine Archon Therius has much support from the Magisterium, but will eventually relinquish his position. I fear he's held the seat for a long time, and there will likely be an election within the next 10 years or so, I would imagine, and securing this sort of favor for the Decimus household would be rather beneficial for them. So, I mean, of course, there are always whispers, and Archon Therius has served the position well, and there are those that support his rule and others that do not, as there are in any place.
Oh, right, of course, people have negative opinions about someone. I mean, it's like they will do anything totally reckless or anything to get rid of him, right?
Well, of course not. That would be suicide. Making overt moves against the Archon would be would not be a way to have your family succeed. It would be a good way to have them wiped out.
Or now this. Let's just keep this between us folk right here. I mean, what if someone was, I don't know, upset with the Archon, and maybe their family got kicked out of the city or title taken away? Would that give them a reason to, I don't know, do anything reckless?
I suppose anyone in that unfortunate position would, I can imagine, would lead to some rather poor decisions on their part, yes.
Lord Leus, once again, you have been a fountain of wisdom in this parched desert of information, and he orders him another drink and heads
Oh,
out.
thank you, I guess I appreciate it. Sort of, as a toast to you, was it
Money stacks.
Venehn money stacks, yes, of course. Always, but I look forward to seeing you in the next round, and see between the next round. Yeah.
Oh, I look forward to it, sir. And he pats him on the shoulder and heads off.
I love this guy.
I do too.
He knows what he's about.
Venn, what do you? So that was 3 points, 4 points. I don't remember. 3 points. Okay.
Yeah, I got 3 points.
All right, Venehn, what you got?
I'm about to go tell Magister Tomas some shit. about
Okay.
Lord Decimus.
You approach Magister Tomas. We'll play this one out.
You know
since
I'm
it's
gonna
been...
do this.
Oh no,
you
did
know I
Sid
was looking
freeze?
at. Oh no.
Okay, we'll keep going. Maybe she'll come back if we lose her. We'll
I don't.
figure it out.
I don't have a fun picture to put up in this one. Dang.
Yeah, Magister Tomas is currently
Remind me
speaking
what the Archon's name is one more time.
Therius.
Darius.
Yeah. So Magister Tomas and Magister Arcanus are currently schmoozing, speaking with a few others. Magister Tomas has having a loud conversation. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I come up this time looking like, I don't know. I guess like Venehn tries to sort of approach him this time, looking like a little more excited, like, oh yeah, you are going to love what I'm about to tell you.
Kind of shoes. Oh, there she goes.
No,
Or do you want to keep going? Do you want to?
I don't.
We don't have a way to.
Well,
Are we all split up right now?
yeah, I have a another scene, but Carter will be, or Sita will be Yasmera for the moment.
That's fine. We can do that until we get
I'll
her.
just go to that, so you can see our.
That way, at least
faces.
our faces aren't like half on one, half on
There
the
we
other.
go. I can probably change it.
But
But yeah, Venehn like is making a point to look like excited to. There we go.
yeah.
To see.
Master Tomas kind of shoos off whoever he's speaking with, and as you close the distance, and I mean, it says, it was wonderful to see you again, my darling. Are you enjoying the festivities?
Oh, I am. Even more so now that people have some wine in them. There's a lot of chatter going around.
Oh, is there now?
Oh, yes. And while I am excited to see your face again, I heard something that I thought you might want to know. Just strictly between you and me.
I do find myself, I'm a bit of a lover of gossip. I would be delighted to hear whatever you happen to pick up, and it'd make the drudgery of this, the politicking much easier to, say, please, come here, whisper it in my ear.
You promise me. You tell no one this came from me. This is more than just a little idle gossip, but I figure a man in a position of power such as yourself would want to know.
Oh, of course. My lips are sealed.
Perhaps not forever. I want what? I want him to like me.
I know. God, I hate this guy.
That it. He didn't do it. He didn't really do anything that time.
No, he didn't.
Oh god. Sorry. So, you know, you support the Archon, right? And not just publicly, like
Of course, the Divine is the leader of both our great nation and our holy orders. I would never question his esteemed wisdom.
of course. Well, it seems that our young Lord Decimus perhaps does not share your sentiments.
Really?
Again, this is just what I've overheard. But, you know, the heat of battle, the excitement, the wine, people will say things perhaps that they would normally keep to themselves. He, well, seems to think he's a real shoo-in for the position, and may have been boasting that he could take it sooner rather than later. And as
go ahead.
beloved as the Archon is to you, the Magisters, and to all of us, I thought maybe the talk should be known.
Go to make a deception check.
Is my deception? I'm gonna get this guy fucking killed. That's okay.
You might.
I don't care. 19.
Damn. Okay, how many stun points?
6.
Or how many? Damn. Okay, so you have 9 for this round. Part of that definitely makes up for Yaz not being here.
Use the pink dice this time.
The Magister listens intently and seems shocked, and as he says, "My word, I would never expect something from such a prestigious house such as Decimus. That's my word for that boy. Then, if rumor of the word of that sort of talk were to become public, I don't know if he would be eligible for a seat on the magisterium."
I assumed that was the case. Seems, while many people of the Imperium would be glad to have a position such as his, how did he phrase it? My family is tired of being in second place.
Well, if the future of that house is in hands that tout that sort of behavior, then I shudder to think. I appreciate you for passing this along to me. I will keep this in mind.
Of course, I hate to put a damper on the festivities, but...
No, but threats of that fly in the face of loyalty to our great nation, well, they should be dealt with swiftly.
Of course.
I very much appreciate you passing this along to me.
How could I not?
Well, it seems that I owe you then. I will, of course, need to repay that favor in full.
I look forward to it.
Hmm.
Can I get you some wine?
Oh, yes, please. That would be lovely.
Man, Yaz be spilling the wine, but Venn and Garas be spilling the fucking tea.
Hey.
Get that shit.
Oh, boy. Okay.
We're gonna leave Tevinter in fucking ruins.
I
dude.
know. There's going to be like a civil war.
We're
by the
gonna
time
cause a
y'all
coup.
leave.
We're totally
Yeah.
gonna cause a coup. That's what it is.
I don't know. Some of the Magisters deserve it, I bet.
No, they
Probably
probably do.
most of the
Probably
Magisters
like
deserve
most.
it.
Like if I had to take a guess on whether or not that dude deserves what I just did, probably.
He's a Magister. Yeah, he
Yeah,
definitely
probably.
does. Dude has slaves. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Bye. I ruined your life.
oof.
Have to go now.
Let's
Bye.
we've decided the only good Magister in this country is Lord Leos. I've decided.
I
I've made
want
that
him to
decision.
become
We
the
love
Black
drunk
Divine.
uncle. I need our drunk uncle to be the Black Divine.
I want him to
Yeah.
become the Archon.
Lord Leos is actually the only cool Magister.
His first act is that I want everybody get rid of the tunics. We're all wearing Hawaiian shirts.
Yeah. Taco Tuesdays.
Pants illegal. Get him out of here. The Tevinter Imperium is now clothing optional.
Our new motto is no shoes, no shirts, yes service.
Happy hour will at all establishments be between the hours of noon and noon.
Happy hours. Am I right?
I'm just stalling to see if
No
Sophie's able to
shoes,
get her
no
computer
shirt,
fixed. There
no
she is.
problems.
That's going to be our spin-off for this series, is getting Lord Leos
Everyone
elected.
must wear Crocs.
Can we just take him with us? He's too good for this country.
Yeah, he definitely is. Well, I admitted her into the
Admit
group.
her.
I did.
Let her cook.
She says she's joining. Up there. Up.
Oh, she's me now.
Up.
Get everybody back.
There
in
she
right
is.
order.
Hi.
Hi.
There we go.
We were making bad
Hello.
jokes. Well, some of them were. Good.
God.
Yeah, all you missed. So for catching Sit Up and anyone else who might have joined us in the chat, Ven did some flirting and Garas did.
I mostly did some ruining a
man.
man's life.
Yeah, it's just like
Oh, okay.
essentially blackballed this the
Lord
Decimus
Decimus,
family.
yeah.
Yes.
So with all that being said, I think that was all our setup actions. We have our points. Oh, got a 6 on the stunt die, so Carter has 9 points for this
Yeah.
round.
The real question though is which Carter are you talking about? Because right now there's 2 of me.
Dun 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 dun.
Time. 2 Carters, but which is the real ones? I'm seeing triples here.
No, I am the real Carter.
Oh, Carter.
Damn it.
So I'd say, yeah, as you finish up with your cleaning or as your conversations, as y'all are beginning to come up, there the sound, the horns are sounded that the next round is going to be beginning shortly, and the last 4 participants, contestants in the competition, are being gathered for their to be brought downstairs. Any last minute words anybody wants to share? I don't know if Carter wants to share the news now, what he learned just now, or wait until the next round.
Griffins. They are symbolic of the Grey Wardens. Are they symbolic of anything else that you know of?
Griffins?
Maybe a house or something?
Can I roll a historical or cultural lore on this?
No, I'll give it to Carter because you know, making that connection. I mean, what you saw, you only saw part of it, but it was the like back-to-back Griffins.
Which we've
of-
seen like up. I mean,
You
like
have,
Garahel
you've seen-
and Asaya.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you've
Them.
seen a lot of Grey Warden banners. It was definitely a Warden pendant.
Reyes, for whatever reason, be it legitimate or not, wears the emblem of a warden.
So, he's a warden?
And I believe he is more aware of us and our lives than we thought again.
Would
I
explain
thought
some
he only
things.
knew about you. Did he say anything about us?
Not specifically, but it was intimated that he knows us well. He certainly knows details of my life.
There's a difference, though. Honestly, if we can find out how he knows you, that could be extremely beneficial. But there's a difference between him knowing about us as a group, or you, because that will help us narrow down how the hell he knows all this information.
Agreed.
Well, what would a warden be doing putting, that stuff in wine and...
Unless he has a very serious beef with the Magisters. Because there are people...
Who doesn't?
Well, of course, yes, but there are people out there who have such beef with the Magisters that they will do some pretty reckless things, especially if the Magisters screw them over in such a great fashion.
Or a very, very fucked up way of recruiting more Grey Wardens.
Doesn't make any sense.
No, it doesn't.
There's some
Has he begun to go mad?
I mean, there is holding a grudge, but to do this just to poison everyone, it's... There has to be something we're missing.
Venehn is thinking very hard about the wagon being stolen and looking at Yasmera like, should I say something? Is this the time to say something?
The most subtle of nods, of shaking of heads, I should say.
I must adjourn for the next round. Be safe, my friends.
Don't pull any punches.
I won't.
For all, Carter.
No showmanship this time. I feel I may need to throw everything I have at these next 2 matches.
All skill.
Turns and goes.
Why the fuck would the Grey Warden take a wagon full of supplies that are meant to go help the Grey Wardens?
That honestly just leads me to believe more that this person does not know about us. They just know Carter.
But how did he know about Carter, though?
There's
That's
no
the
way they
question.
would have taken the wagon if they didn't know what was in it. No one steals. No, a Grey Warden and his lackeys don't steal a bunch of wine.
No.
Mhm.
Could be a splinter sect.
Is
Going
that
to
even a thing
carry
Grey
out-
Wardens can do? Aren't they all like the sort of flies in the face of everything I think they're supposed to be, are known as? I don't know. We need to
There-
tell
we are,
him.
we have to tell him eventually.
We'll tell him as soon as the competition is over. We need him focused, or he could fucking die out there.
I think if he's going up against Reyes, we should tell him.
Fine. If he gets
'Cause
us through this last match.
This is way more than just a weird competition or somebody stealing our stuff to try to sell it. There's something happening.
All right. Let's get him through this next round, and we'll tell him everything.
Okay.
As all of you
So-
take. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I just hope that they didn't take the hidden stash we had in there and using it for their purposes, because we did stop their poisoning scheme. And in my book, demolition is the next step after poison.
We need to get eyes on all 4 of them.
Oh, I'm sorry, I have to roll that back. You would go straight from poison to explosions. I feel like there's a lot more to utilize in between those 2 things.
If you're trying to take out a huge group of people,
Yeah. I mean, if I could not poison a group of people, my next step is like, okay, I guess I'm going to blow them all up.
what are they going to do? Cut down the attendees one at a time?
With that context, all right, makes more sense to me.
This is so fucked.
As you all head to your seats on the viewing platform, you look over and you can see the other 3 sitting at their positions as well. Carter, you are led down the steps to the tournament grounds, the proving grounds once again. You are ushered out from this tunnel, along with the only other person with you at this point is, other than the attendees here, the only other contestant would be Reyes, who is moves to sit alongside you with the only 2 chairs that are left along the edges of the grounds. As you walk out, the tournament coliseum explodes in cheers once again, even more packed from before than before, with people just shoulder to shoulder crammed into this coliseum to view the last 2 rounds of the tournament. You can barely hear your own thoughts above the screaming of the crowd as you take your seats at your individual seating areas. Reyes does not move to look at you or to make any conversation as you sit, seeming entirely focused on the task at hand. As the last round commences with a few announcements, Reyes is called, Lord Itelli is called to take his position on his pedestal alongside his opponent staring across at him. Both face the judges, the Archon up in the viewing in the Archon seating on the judges the judges platform, where they await their call to begin. And once again, the horns sound kind of echoing throughout the stadium, intermixing with the cheers and applause as the Archon ascends for the match to begin. Immediately facing down Reyes is an older Archon, oh geez, the music went to the spooky music. Don't do that. An older lord from a more a prominent house, similar to Lord Decimus, however, seems to be about the same age as Reyes, maybe in his early 50s. And you can see, having picked up some knowledge, both of them seem very skilled in the craft, facing off each other, beginning to conjure their arcane wards and protecting around them. You can see Reyes actually taking more of a step as he begins, like less defensive and less kind of waiting and seeing, seems to be a bit more on edge in this moment, sensing the importance or how close to his goal he is. The lord across from him, as Reyes begins to conjure up this wreath of lightning and warding around him, the other begins to stir up flames in the area. These blue flames begin to encircle around both of them, taking a moment just to size up their competition. Nobody immediately attacking. However, unlike the last bout where his opponent merely stayed on the defensive, you can see this lord is more a little more savvy and more prepared for this bout, as he begins to conjure these almost like fiery constructs around him. These spears of flame begin to appear in a circular pattern, sort of almost obscuring him from the audience, levitating just a bit off the Reyes, for the first time in this competition, takes the offensive as a arcing blast of lightning begins to strike forward in kind of weaving through the air, which is met with the flames and repelled by this barrier. And you see two of these spears of flame in the back go circling overhead and come sort of like from both sides, flanking Reyes, who immediately sort of drops the attack, holding up his hands to either side, erecting these warding walls of wind in either direction, and sending the flames soaring ever higher. And the battle continues like this, each trading blows, stopping the other, and the battle actually commences for a fairly long time, as both are deflecting and attacking, and you can see this the true skill of both of these contestants at play as the tournament grounds continue to roar in applause at each deflected blast of magic and each overwhelming display of offensive capabilities. Until finally there is a bit of a break, and you can see one of these spears of flame actually cuts through the wall of wind, sending Reyes kind of staggering backwards slightly as it hits the ground next to him, and you can see the edges of his cloak engulfed in fire. He quickly grabs the clasp around his neck and hurls the cloak to the side as it is engulfed in the flame. The Archon, or the Magister across from him, sensing a moment to strike, conjures a volley of these spears of fire, all of which sail through the air towards Reyes. And for a moment, there is, I think, Carter, you are watching this display, and you see from the closest viewpoint, and probably one of the few people here skilled enough to fully comprehend what happens in this next moment, as there is an explosion of fire around Reyes. And while the audience gasps and cheers at seemingly Reyes's defeat in that instant, you instead see the fires themselves become controlled, begin to sort of shift around him, and you're watching this, and for a moment, within the flames, you could see Reyes's silhouette. You almost see Reyes, like, you see his shadow change. Like, there's a moment where you swear that you see something larger standing inside, something different. And as the fires engulf him and his contestant, kind of winded, standing on the other side, preparing either to relax and to release his spell, or to defend himself, you watch that shadow of Reyes from inside the flames shifting, grows. The fires finally cut until there's just smoke and wind in the area. There's almost like a tornado of smoke forming and circling there. And as the smoke dissipates, you see Reyes standing there, seemingly unharmed by the attack, back to his normal self. And you catch this from your vantage point as you're lower and kind of closer to the action. However, from those of you that are up on the viewing platform, sort of obscured by the smoke, you suddenly just see similar to what you saw in the last round, a razor thin bolt of electricity just explodes through the smoke, weaving through the air, and before the Magister across from him can erect a barrier, you see it strikes him in the center of his forehead, sending him toppling backwards and immediately collapsing onto the pedestal. As the smoke dissipates around Reyes, who looks winded, tired, but the horns sound, and he is named the victor of this bout.
Well, the man has my respect for his skill.
That is sort of as you think that the tournament, the round concludes. Reyes steps off the platform and picking up sort of the smoldering remains of his cloak and sort of dusting it off before folding it into his arms and setting it beside his chair as he sits down next to you, grabbing his glass of water and drinking it. You can see beads of sweat running across his brow from the heat, but he does not move to make any comments towards you or to speak, merely just taking in his victory. And before you have, after a few moments, the horn sounds once again, and Carter, or Lord Tybalt Evander, is called to the platform.
Like I said, this time, just no fanfare. Carter will just walk up, give a bow to Magister Decimus, and as he's bowing, he'll say, "You have my condolences, Magister."
The The magister across from you, or the, I guess not a magister, the lord across from you, uh, again, a younger man, maybe about the same age as Carter, maybe a little bit younger, uh, with a look of like very grim determination on his face. You see that breaks just for a moment as he hears you say that. There's almost this moment of confusion, wondering if he misheard you over the din of the crowd. But before he has a chance to retort, the horns sound once again, and you can see the Archon raising a hand for the match to begin. So Carter, let's do it.
Let's do this.
Let's go ahead and make your first roll.
Okay, because it's been a minute, so if I remember correctly, I need to choose how many points I'm allocating before I roll. But if I need to do a re-roll, I can decide that after.
You can do
the results,
re-rolls
right?
after. You have to do the points before.
All right. I'm going to put... let's go with 3 of my 9 points on this one.
All right. Go to make your roll.
22, mother trucker.
Jeez. I rolled a 14. God, that was bad. 3 and 2 ones. As Lord Decimus begins, you see the platform around him kind of shakes for a moment, and the stonework of the call. You've seen him in action a couple of times before. You know he favors more of the like earth primal elemental magics, and he begins to manipulate the stone around him, pulling up large blocks of it in the air that begin to rotate at a almost like orbiting around him at a slight slant as he prepares his to either attack or defend. However, Carter, what do you do in this first round?
So I think like even as he's lifting these stones out, like as soon as the match is announced, Carter is immediately in motion, and he starts using spirits and telekinesis to push these rocks towards Decimus as much as possible. And as Decimus is like getting more stones, I'm just building a prison for him. He's just giving me the tools that I need to encase him in stone.
Okay, so you begin to like wresting the stones from his own effects and beginning to like crush them down in his direction to overwhelm him and sort of bury him under them. Okay, you can see he's fighting against you, but was not prepared for the overwhelming sort of onslaught here from the beginning. Let's do our second roll.
I'm going to throw my remaining 6 points into this.
Okay.
$23.
Jeez. I got a 19, which is respectable, but not enough. It described to me how Carter wins.
Okay. So I think Decimus, he is putting up more of a fight. So he's not going down without a fight. So he starts getting crushed, and he's probably putting up more defenses, gathering more stones, putting more of his energy into pushing back. So Carter starts also launching some attacks not meant to hurt so much as distract. So it's just a volley of screaming spirits and flashes of light as and then I think there's a moment where we're kind of matched, and it seems like we're in a gridlock and neither one of us can get over the other. And then Carter is just going to grab onto the column itself and just shake it.
Okay.
Lift it up out of the ground.
As as you begin to the stones that he was manipulating begin to crush down, you can see he's unable to take a moment to launch an effective attack against you. You see some of the stones are these blocks are hurled in your direction, but not close enough to hit Carter. Just sort of desperately trying to get something downfield to distract you. However, as he is holding up these barriers around you, you're trying to crush them inwards. These spirits, these spectral hands beginning to to emerge through the stones, and he throws up a blast to try to dispel them. Those spears scattered away just as some of the stone crumbles behind him. He tries to hold that up too, keeping himself from being cocooned entombed inside of here. And as he's desperately trying to hold things at bay, and doing so thinking that he's getting the upper hand, or at least holding you at bay to bide time for him to think, the ground around him shakes and he stumbles, some of the stones blocks falling in as the dais beneath him with a cracking sound shatters and is lifted into the air at a tilt enough to throw him to the side, his back hitting some of the stones behind him as he tries to regain his footing, as he is flipped end over end, the pedestal having lost its sort of its anchor, its center of gravity, begins to tilt to the side. He tries desperately to hold it at bay, but with one last crack, the last few stones all sort of shove in and encase him in this block before the whole piece just falls to the ground. Him now lost somewhere underneath the rubble, and the audience cheers and erupts into applause as this happens. Carter or Lord Evander having handily defeated one of the front runners, or the favored for this match, and you can hear shouts of disapproval and people in the crowd cursing themselves for the bets that they've placed, others favoring the longer odds, cheering and in wonderment, having Carter having prevailed, and as Lord Decimus is extricated from the rubble by a number of the attendees as they begin to pull some of the blocks aside. He pulls himself out looking disheveled, covered in dirt and dust, and looking very looking defeated in more than one sense of the word. The Archon raises a hand, and Lord Evander is declared the victor of this bout.
I think Carter will he'll have a little bit of a stumble as he bows, just exhausted, and makes his way down back to the waiting area.
As Carter, you are handily victorious in this match. The stewards return to you and Lord Itali or Reyes, and gather the two of you and begin to walk you back to the arena, or out of the arena, back to the steps. And the attendant looks back at the two of you and says, "Very good showing, my lords. We've not had a tournament like this in some years. As you both can guess at this point, you will be our finalists in the tournament. Please take a moment to rest and recover, and we will begin the final round here shortly. Very well done. The Archon will be very pleased at this year's showing."
Enjoy it. I suspect you will not have another one of this sort for some time.
Perhaps not, my lord, perhaps.
I'm looking at Reyes when I say that.
And as you're looking at Reyes, the the steward leads off, and Reyes stops, looking winded, similar to you, and takes a moment, kind of like hanging back, and says, "I would like a word with my opponent here for a moment, if you would not mind." As the steward stops and says, "Oh, of course, I will wait over here and give you some privacy," and steps off to the side, away to keep an eye on you, to make sure there's not going to be any between matches sparring, but letting you have a moment to speak. As Reyes turns to you and says, "Well, I must admit that I'm impressed. I did not think you would make it to the final rounds."
I was unsure of it myself. Your skill is impressive as well, Reyes. there is a part of me that looks forward to our competition.
I suppose so.
What business does a Grey Warden have putting darkspawn blood into the wine of a Tevinter tournament?
I suppose it was foolish of me to wear it.
No more than my mask.
I just always felt so light when it wasn't around my neck. I don't feel like myself when I'm not. Doesn't matter.
In my business, or in my experience, the matters of oneself always matter.
I feel like you and I might have enjoyed each other's company in a different life.
It seems that way.
I have no choice but to prevail today. That is the only path forward for me.
I'm sorry to hear that.
You entered this contest for the silver. You can have it regardless. I do not need it, nor do I want it.
I did not enter for the silver. I told you. My friends said it would be fun. Now it seems there is something much more important. Reyes, if you told me what you were doing, we might not have to try and stop you. I make no guarantee of that. But what we have seen of you and your friends, your responsibilities, and what you are doing, you must know how it looks.
I suppose so. But I feel that though I might have misjudged your group, assuming you to be a pack of scoundrels and nothing else, I fear knowing you better now, if I told you the reasons for entering this tournament, you would only try harder to stop us.
It is a shame.
Then perhaps a different approach. If you do not stand down in the next round, your mission will fail. You will not see your cart again. And everything you will have done here will have been for nothing.
I see.
I'm assuming your companions have already told you that we have it. Or have they not?
Carter's going to lean in very close, almost like he's going to kiss Reyes. And he puts his mouth near his ear. And he says, "You said his name. If I don't get those ashes, that armor, and that halberd back, there will be nothing left of you or this city. You are concerned of our mission. Do not get in between what I care about and myself. Return it immediately. I will have it back before the next match, or you will not live to see it." And then Carter will immediately walk off.
Make a let's go communication. Wow, is there not like a threat and so? Oh no, it's under strength. That's right. Intimidation. Make a strength intimidation check.
Yeah, this will be fun. Okay.
I'm actually gonna do something here because intimidation, overawing with physical presence and threats. Carter's strength is not from his physical ability. It is from his. Anybody else, I would do strength. I think for Carter, it is your magic. So I'll let you roll magic. If you have to focus in intimidation, you can add that. But if not, it'll just straight with magic.
Cool. I mean, that's very cool, but you could have saved that for the actual match. So with the mark of the beast, I got a 24.
You got it. trip sixes. Okay.
Ooh, I'm sweaty.
The dice tell a story. The dice
You
tell
walk.
a story.
You walk off without gauging with this threat, without gauging Reyes's reaction, but with this ultimatum in place. I imagine Carter. This is not a threat that Carter is making idly.
Carter doesn't threaten.
It's not a threat, it's a spoiler.
But you are escorted back up the stairs where you see Venehn, Garas, and Yaz waiting for you.
Carter will sit down and say, "They will soon be returning to our cart to retrieve Eckert's remains. I think it would be wise if one of you or more followed them there."
Carter, I made the other two not tell you. We wanted you focused on the match.
I understand that. In the future, please. And I'll look Gaz dead in the eye. I implore you to trust me.
It was never a question of trust, Carter. It's a question of survival.
Understand. I, in my own way, for what it is worth, love the three of you as much or more than I did my beloved. It is less important to me to have those objects than it is to have and be connected to all of you. There is nothing to forgive, but please, let us be together in matters like this.
I don't think you've ever seen Yaz look ashamed before. But you get the idea that this is the slightly fallen face is probably what Yaz looks like when she's ashamed.
Carter will put a hand on hers and say, I need you to focus now. You're the stealthiest. Please follow them back to their cart. Our cart, rather.
That leaves you here with fewer people to attend.
Yes. How important is it that I win this tournament?
The mission comes first.
If that's the case, I'll go with Yasmera.
No, I can go alone.
Are you sure?
Stay here.
Because
Stay and support Carter. And too many of us gone would look suspicious.
As you're having this conversation too, you see Reyes has moved over to where the others, his 3 other supporters are, and has a brief conversation with them. And you watch as the woman that you have not named and Dolman leave.
Good luck.
You too.
Wait an appropriate amount of time and then just sort of meander out.
Garas, are you gonna stay or are you gonna go?
he goes.
Yeah.
He refused because as soon as he saw Dolan get up, he knew he had to. Because that's terrible odds against her. He knows she can take care of herself, but it's 2-to-1 odds, and who knows what's gonna happen. So he'll go.
Okay. Yaz and Garas sneak off. Carter begins preparing for the final round. Then you catch the eyes of Magister Leos as he has come back down to enjoy the group. He sees you and kind of looks at you from across, but immediately stepping between the two of you and kind of cutting off your line of sight, looking at you with a smile, is Brila. Says, I'm getting a little bored with all of this.
How do you mean?
The tournament. Let's say we go find a quiet spot to talk.
I thought we were meeting later. I have a friend to support.
It seems that our friends have. Looks over to Reyes, who's like very stoically sitting in his chair, staring out like 1,000-yard stare, preparing for the next match. Carter, I imagine, doing the same a few tables over, and says, I think they have all the support they need in themselves. I'm sure we'll be back before the next match ends.
Fine.
Come. I want to get to know you better.
Lead the way.
She takes you by the arm and leads you away. And as the preparations are made for the final round, that's where we're gonna take our break. So, thank you everyone for watching. We'll be back in a bit to continue our session. So stay tuned. In the meantime, stretch, get a snack, get a drink, whatever you need to, and we'll see you back here very soon. Stay tuned. Welcome back, Internet. Thanks for hanging out with us while we took our break. We are just going to jump right back in. So, the crew is currently divided as the last moments. They're currently repairing the pedestal that Carter destroyed for the last round of the Archon's tourney against Carter, aka Lord Tybalt Evander, versus Lord Reyes Itelli. While Carter and Reyes are preparing, centering themselves, Carter, after having made your successful intimidation, you see two of the members of Reyes's entourage are heading off to presumably the where the cart is located, while Yaz and Garas follow not too far behind.
Did Garas try to catch up with Yaz, or is Garas just sneaking on his own?
Garas would have tried to catch up with Yas. He knows he can't outsneak her.
Yeah, you find Yaz, the two. We can do a little bit of roleplay if y'all want to chat. But Yaz and Garas, you're following them through the crowds. It's pretty busy out here. Keeping an eye on them as they walk, while Venehn has Brila accelerated the timeline with Venehn and decided, hey, let's go hang out now, and has escorted Venehn over to the, what did we name the prancing pony, or the
wild pony.
The wild pony. The wild pony for the two of them to speak in private at an inn. I think there isn't. We'll get to Venehn in a second. There isn't much for Carter and Reyes before the match begins. Yaz and Garas, let's start with you. The two of you are currently winding through the crowds following Domin and his companion.
I think she spots Garas before he gets to her, and she just sighs deeply. If you are the reason that I lose them, or they spot us, I will kill you.
I am hurt. I am
Keep
following you because I am worried about
Just
you.
moving.
And this is what happens. You following her.
Move to the crowd.
As the two of you follow through the crowd, they actually head out of the Dwarven Quarter and away from the proving grounds, across the city towards the Soparatum, which is like the main residential area of the city where like most of the Soparati live. It's essentially a city within a city. They walk that way. The crowds begin to thin out as they are walking that direction. The two of you following not too far behind, just enough to stay out of sight. And as they wind away from some of the more public areas and over to the Horium, which is a area of like public warehouses and granaries and some more industry, where there's truly like nobody here right now. Nobody is working today. The streets are very quiet. It's at this point mid-afternoon, and you see the two of them actually head to a warehouse that they duck inside of.
Follow.
Following.
All right.
Or, you know what? Yaz is going to say, stay out here. Watch. Guard. You will get us caught.
Do you really want to go 2-1 in there?
I'm not going to fight them. I'm going to watch them. I'm going to find where the cart is. They're going to take the stuff for Eckhart out. And then I'm going to get the cart once they leave and get it the fuck out of here.
Okay, fine.
Stay put.
Still put.
Yaz, make a stealth check and a perception check.
Stealth first. Let's see, 21.
Okay.
And the perception, not as good, but I did stunt on that. 17 on the perception with a 4 on the dragon die.
Okay. Anything you'd like to use that for?
Potentially. Exploration stunts. This might be a good idea. If your discoveries, this is the upper hand, I don't know if we've used this one before, if your discoveries lead to combat within a few moments, you receive a +3 bonus on your initiative roll.
Okay. Yaz, you head inside this doorway here. Immediately entering into a very large open warehouse space. There are lots of like carts being being repaired or maintained. There are stacks of crates and boxes and mostly kind of all stacked around, like being secured and stored in this area. Seems to be mostly like maybe a shipping or a transport warehouse. As you step inside, though, and you look straight ahead, you can see towards the side of this room. You can vaguely make out the top of your cart. You recognize the covering on the outside, and you can see it situated over there. However, you don't see anyone else in here. You don't see Doman, and you don't see the woman that he was with.
Do the horror movie thing of looking up, and then and then putting a hand on her crossbow, just in case she's about to get jumped.
Okay. As you step in, door closing behind you, stepping around the crates. You hear a voice echoing from somewhere else in the room. It says, "I'm assuming you're here already."
Out of sound.
Huh. All right, then. Let's have some fun while the boys play outside. And at that same time, Garas, you, as you're standing out front, hear a crunching of like gravel from around the side of the building as stepping out from or coming around the alleyway towards you, wearing not wearing the same shirt he was before, instead wearing his armor,
and nothing else, just bare chested underneath. Yes.
This sort of rough hewn plate armor with this, you can see like jagged like indents, like looks like it's maintained but it's seen a lot of battle, and also with you can see sort of worn on the front, the sort of plating kind of worn away, but you can make out the Grey Warden insignia on the front of his armor. As Doman steps up to you, he has a great sword that is resting on his shoulder as he walks up in your direction, Garas, and he says, "Did you get lost?"
Nope, it looks like I'm supposed to be right where I want to be.
All right, then. Let's pick up where we left off earlier.
I'd be more than happy to. And he draws his rapier and dagger.
while they square off there, Venehn, you are currently being escorted by Brila, who has led you to the wild pony. Jesus, I'm going through so many adjectives. I cannot get wild. Let's go happy pony, dancing pony, the wild pony.
They're all good.
She has sort of stashed, paid the innkeep as the two of you head upstairs to a room and step inside. She moves in ahead of you and sits on the edge of the bed, facing you, and says, "So, you wanted to talk? Let's talk."
Well, you invited me here.
After you approached me.
I seem to recall our first meeting being your idea.
Well, while everybody else is having their entertainment, I figured that you and I could get to know each other. It seems that we have a lot more in common than anyone else in our respective company does.
You'd be surprised. What do you want to know?
Let's just start at the beginning. And we're going to leave Venn real quickly there as we're going to play that out, as then Carter back at the proving grounds, now alone. The horns sound, and you are escorted down for the final round of competition. As you walk out onto the proving grounds, once again, Reyes is sort of alongside you as the two of you are walking before you're split up and taken to your respective entrances, and says, "Your request is on its way. I'll return your belongings to you."
I know. If your group is as capable as I would expect they are, there's a lot happening right now, Reyes.
That there is. But I think we should focus on the matter at hand.
Agreed.
Best of luck. The two of you are separated to your different entrances, where you are once again ushered forth to step out onto the proving area. This time, no seating area or place to wait, as there is only one final round left to be had. And as you step out, the crowd's cheering once again, exploding with anticipation. The stadium itself shaking, almost vibrating from the sound. You step onto the platform across from Reyes, as the two of you look facing off at each other finally after hours of competition. Your attention turns up to the Archon's platform, where the judges sit and wait eagerly for this event to come to its final close. The Archon stands for the first time before any of these matches, looking down at the two of you, holds up two hands as the audience goes quiet, and you hear a voice, quiet and just carrying out on the breeze, towards you. It says, "Champions, you have proven yourselves the pinnacle of what we seek to achieve within the Imperium. Report yourselves with the same dignity and skill that you have for the rounds proceeding. And this may be the best and most glorious tournament that I have had the honor of beholding. Begin. And the horn sounds once again as the Archon sits, and you square off with Reyes as you summon all magical energies, arcane powers that you have to defeat him. And I want everyone to roll initiative.
Okay. This is a regular 3 dice roll plus our initiative modifier, yes?
Yep.
Okay. And then I get my +3.
Yes.
17 from Carter.
All right.
$25.
Damn!
Damn.
All right.
665 +5 +3.
Garas?
Excuse me. That's an 18 for me.
Garas, what is your initiative bonus?
I don't get initiative bonus. I just wait. No, my defense
your
is
dex.
plus. It's
Your-
my plus my dex. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
15. So +5 is my.
Okay, so
initiative
you'll
bonus.
go before Dubin also got an 18. I rolled theirs earlier. So we'll go before him. And Ben.
18.
Brila just beat you with a 19. For Venehn and Brila, it's not going to matter so much, depending on unless y'all decide to fight. So this is going to be a bit different as far as combat encounters go, because the all of our combatants are divided up into 4 different battlegrounds here. Rather than doing them in a strict initiative order based on who rolled the highest, we're going to do them in their individual groups and then roll and then go back, so that way it doesn't get too confusing with bouncing back and forth between so many different arenas of combat. So what where do we want to start though?
I want to hear about Venehn getting lucky. That's me personally. So
Yeah, I mean, Venn, you are truly the wild card in this situation of like, I don't know how you're going to how things are gonna play out here.
That scans.
As
That's 100%.
sort of always is the case.
This could totally play out like the season finale, season 3 of Castlevania. If you guys know what I'm talking about.
No,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's like
yeah.
a whole bunch of combat and sex.
Yeah, that's kind of what we're. If it gets to that point, at that point we'll leave the initiative rounds for Brila and Ven. I'm not going to narrate 6-second rounds of Ven boning down. That'd be a little. That'll be for GGK after dark.
That's
So.
on Patreon.
But assuming y'all want to talk, we'll do role play first. So let's dive into that a little bit before we get into anything else. As you are in the room with Brila, the two of you are probably switch music while we're doing that. The battle music doesn't really make sense while we do the stuff for Ben. Ben, you are currently sitting with or currently standing there. Brila sitting on the edge of the bed, addressing you, wearing the same thing that she was before. You also in your what the silver dress, the
No, it's black.
Black. That's right. And as she's sitting on the edge of the bed, looking at you, she says, I didn't know that there would be another Dalish within your group. That intrigues me. I don't understand why you're here.
Well, I can't really answer that question until I have the context of what you know and why you thought that.
I'll admit that I know very little about your clan. I assume you're no longer with them if you're here.
No, I'm not.
Are they still alive?
No. As far as I know.
So sometime you lost your home and found yourself in Orlais in the company of criminals, thieves.
There are a lot more than that.
And
What about
are
you?
they to you? Me.
Why are you here? In the company of criminals and thieves.
If you think that we're criminals, then I think that you have the wrong impression of us. We're not in the same line of work as you and your friends.
No. That's the case. I do most of my killing with a bow. Seems you've taken on different methods for yours.
I use whatever methods suit me. Suit the moment. My clan is gone too.
Sorry to hear that.
They were, unfortunately, many of them killed or scattered during the last march. Found ourselves in the unfortunate position of being between a rock and a hard place.
As so many of us do. Why do you hide your tattoos?
I had them here for simplicity. Many would, I find that my skills wouldn't be as useful if people were paying attention to the markings on my face.
I seem to have found a way past that, but my style is not everyone's style.
She stands and moves closer to you, closing the gap. She's a little taller than you, not by much. As she's looking down in your eyes, she says, "Yet, you call these people that you're traveling with your friends.
I do.
And you trust them to handle their own business without you.
Yes.
Even if I told you that my companions right now were currently trying to kill them.
Relay, your companions have been trying to kill mine from the moment we met.
That may be true.
Yes, I trust them. They've given me no reason not to. In fact, they've given me many reasons to trust them.
So answer me this then. Why are you here with me? Is it just to, while away the hours, or do you have a reason, a motivation?
I do nothing without a motivation.
And that is?
Perhaps I also want to know more about you. You did not answer why you were here.
here because I'm following my commander.
Reyes,
Yes.
I don't see a griffin around your neck,
Too conspicuous.
but you're a warden.
After I lost my clan, it was the only place for me to go.
Are all of you wardens?
Yes.
This makes your actions so far all the more confusing to me. I know wardens. My friends who are wardens. What are you here to do?
That is a very good question. And she leans in, gives you a very light kiss, and then turns and says, "Let's see if you can figure it out." Before she moves back across the room. And that's where we'll end the round for Venehn.
I want weakness. Just kidding. Venen's a fucking puzzle master, remember?
Oh, that's very true. I was gonna say Venon's kryptonite smooches.
Puzzles.
Muscles.
This song. All right. Let's move to let's do Garas and Doman.
Oh boy.
Garas, you get to go first.
So the first thing Gareth said, he's kind of like twirling the rapier in one hand, dagger in the other hand, as he kind of like circles around Doman. And it's like kind of silence for a bit. And then he speaks up and says, "So, what is a Grey Warden doing all the way out here with a group of people trying to cause all this mischief and chaos, huh?" As I go for a bluff attack.
Okay. What is the check you have to make there?
Communication deception versus their willpower or self-discipline.
All right. Where did my window go? All right. Doman, willpower. All right. No trading and self-discipline. Let's.
Yeah, he doesn't seem like the type.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like cyber at all.
That's a 14.
Oh boy. Well, I got a that is 16 for me.
So you succeed. What is the effect?
Bluff is that if I win, I have wrong-footed my opponent and I can backstab him as with like I did a normal backstab.
Okay.
So I
you
get a
the
+2 attack bonus and inflict 1d6 extra damage if I hit.
Okay. Is that your action to activate that, or is
That's
that
a minor action. It's a minor action.
Okay. So yeah, you can use your major action to attack then if you'd like.
Okay. That is a 17.
That will hit.
Okay, so that's
I keep forgetting to fucking hit the repeat
No,
button.
they are technically dancing right now. So.
I mean, we are.
Yeah.
13 points of damage.
Okay. His armor rating is 10, so that'll reduce it to 3.
That's my armor rating. Fuck.
Heavy plate.
Heavy plate armor.
So you move in, striking with your rapier, and you find a little bit of a gap between the armor to for your thrust to land, but the blow is largely ineffective due to the protection that he has. but you do draw blood as it drips off the end of your blade. Is that it for Garrus's?
That's all I can do.
All right. He is going to use his minor action, and yeah, he is going to. Yeah, he uses his minor action as you wound him, standing in front of him. He has his greatsword in two hands, and you can see this look of like this anger welling up inside of him, just like through his eyes, this like battle hardened focus. However, there's this moment where you feel something else around you, and almost like this presence begins to emanate from him, and he begins to breathe heavily. You almost like see the steam in the air as you feel this, or begin to hear these sounds of this wailing in the air around you. He's using his Reaver ability to create an aura of pain in his vicinity. You are both going to take damage from this. Enemies within 6 yards. Let's see. He takes 1d6 penetrating damage, which is a 1 for him. He takes 1 point of damage, and then you will take 1d6 plus his willpower.
Ooh.
He rolled a 2, so that is 5 points of damage to you. As he as this like, again, this like force gonna explodes off of him, and you can just feel this pain, like from almost like the shared pain from the battle wounds that he's received, sort of cutting to you in your very essence, as he raises his sword to make an attack at you. That is going to be that is a 19 to hit with 4 stunt points.
Just hits me.
Let's see. Let me get up the stunt. Where are the combat stunts? Exploration. There we go. 4 stunt points. He is going to do a he's going to do a mighty blow and a pierce attack. So do an extra 1d6 damage, and your armor rating is halved.
Okay.
Okay. So for his damage, that will be 6. That's 20 points of damage.
Oof. That's brought down to 19. Wow.
All right, you take 19 points of damage as he slices at you with his sword, cleaving, like you feel the heavy impact from the blade hitting you. This is not a duelist's weapon. This is a weapon purely for warfare. That is the end of his turn. That will be Yaz. Your turn now.
We've been deliberating. GM, are you able to use a minor action as your major action? Give up your major to do 2 minor actions.
Let's see. You can take 2 minor actions, yes.
Okay. If I do not see her yet, then I just heard a voice. I think as her first minor action, she will activate her shadow mode.
Okay.
and I will use a second minor action to prepare. I would like to prepare to shoot her in the face the moment that I see her.
Okay. Okay, that is your turn then. So you still kind of skulking in the shadows. Did you make a stealth check, or are we doing the same? It's the same stealth check. I don't remember if you make another one as part of your shadow mode.
I don't believe I do. I just activate it. I gain +1 to my dex checks, and she gets a -1 on any damage rolls that she does to me.
Okay. Then it is her turn. The funny thing here is neither one of you can see. You know each other are there, but neither one of you can see each other. So.
Oh. Okay. If I failed on my perception check against her, I can roll it again and take the high.
Okay.
That might change things.
Yeah. That would change things. So you got a 17 last time?
Yeah. 13 plus. That's a 20 now.
20 will do it. You, as you are kind of skulking around to the side, between some barrels, you hear a creaking noise, and you look off to the one end of the warehouse, and you can see currently like crouched behind some like up on top of some crates, and behind some of them that are up on the higher levels, you can make out your opponent.
I would like to shoot her, please.
All right, make your attack.
Not great. 9. Yeah, no, that's only a 13.
To hit?
Yeah.
Yeah, that misses.
Shit.
Yeah, you fire the bolt as it goes. It like thump, straight into one of the boxes. Unfortunately, missing. She immediately darts out from around that box at the end of your turn to make her attack against you, as she kind of minor action to close some of the distance, moving between some of the debris and some of the equipment that's in here. You see her reach behind her back and see a flint of steel as she hucks a dagger in your direction. She's going to throw a throwing knife at you. She is going to... Okay, yeah, she's just going to throw it. That is a 16 to hit.
That just hits, yep.
All right. You take 8 points of damage, which I think you said your defense is higher.
I take no points of damage. Yep.
So you're able to dodge out of the way of the blade as she throws a throwing knife in your direction, grabbing another one as a free action. Yeah, that is the end of her turn. That will move us on to Carter and Reyes. So the magic duel commences. Carter, you are first.
Okay. In that case, getting to go first. I'm gonna open up with a mind blast at him. That's the area of effect that knocks people down and fucks up their actions for the next round. So it's a target number 12 for me. $22.
Okay.
And he's got to make a 17 strength might check.
Strength might check. Okay. That's 12.
Okay. So he is knocked down and he loses his major action next turn.
Oh, jeez. Okay. Damn. All right. So you blast him back as he falls down on this pedestal, trying to get himself back up. Unfortunately, sort of the attack rocking him in such a way that he is unable to use his major action. Actually, do you have anything else you want to do, or is that?
No, I think I'm all right there.
All right. I'm looking to see. I don't think he has any spells that he can use as a minor action.
Well, and if he does that, then he's still on the ground too, because that's the thing. He's got to use his minor
He
action
has
to
use
get
his
up.
Minor action to get up. Yeah.
Mhm.
I think he's going to use. Damn. Okay.
Please stay down, Reyes. It does not have to go down like this.
He'll use his minor action to get up, I guess, because that's all he can do right now to see if he can avoid it. Do you take damage for that, or is he just knocked down?
Just knocked down. I mean,
Okay.
he loses his whole fucking turn.
He loses his turn. He stands back up, sort of reeling from that. But he gets back up, glaring at you, and he says, just yelling out across. And he says, "Are tricks all you have?" And that's going to be the end of his turn because he just can't do anything else. That is back to Brila and Ven. So Ven, we're gonna do things, I guess, a bit differently here, since you're in a role-playing exchange. You can essentially do your action as a, if you want to ask a question or try to maneuver, and we'll do a check to represent that. Because you tell me what Ven is doing, because you're having more of a role-playing contest than or a communication-based contest than you are a physical one.
Yeah. I mean, if she wants it to go like this, Venehn will play along at the beginning. And I think starts to try to reason it out in his head, and then is like, I'm just gonna have to get her to give me some more information. So I think just says kind of like, so you want to play a game then? Fine. But you also have to participate. So you will allow me some questions, I suppose.
All right, a game then. You first.
4 Grey Wardens make their way to Winter. None of you seem to be from here. And enter the Magister's tourney with the goal of what? Using tools only Grey Wardens would have at their disposal to put the people here in danger. And at least 2 of you seem to have a massive hatred for Tevinter as a whole. How long have you been working under Reyes?
Let's go to make a check. Let's do Communication persuasion, communication etiquette.
I have persuasion.
Yeah. Let's do
If you
persuasion.
fail the check though and she refuses to answer, she has to kiss you.
That's the rules.
And you can stunt on these. There are roleplay stunts.
Okay. So hold on. It's a 15. I have 4 stunt points.
Okay. What would you like to spend your stunts on?
I get to the roleplay stunts. Hang on.
It's all good.
There we go. So 4. I'm gonna.
She got a 14, so you succeed.
I win. I'm going to spend my 4 on. Yeah, I'm gonna spend my 4 on Tower of Will.
Okay.
Giving myself a sense of my own brilliance and strength of character. For the rest of the roleplay exchange, I get a +1 bonus to opposed tests where an opponent tries to put you at an emotional disadvantage, such as by intimidating you, impressing you, bargaining with you, etc.
Okay.
So I'm gonna spend all my 4 on that.
Yeah. No, that's
And give
good.
myself a sense of my own brilliance.
Okay.
So +1.
She moves around the room. Kind of again, she's walked away from you. She takes a moment to pick up a glass off the table and takes a sip out of it as you ask her question, and she says, "How long have I been working for Reyes? Better part of 5 years now, I believe. He was my first commander with the Wardens, and has been my commander ever since."
That puts some things into perspective.
She she smiles. She's gonna take her turn. She moves around the there's like a screen on the near the edge of the room, and moves around that screen, and you see her dress like thrown up over the edge of it, as she's standing behind it, and she says, "I know that you and your friends are transporting some rather dangerous materials. Is there a reason? I would assume there is, but I'd like to know more details on your reason for doing so."
Other than the money.
Other than the money. She's gonna make a seduction check against you. And you need to roll with you can roll with like willpower, self-discipline.
I do have self-discipline.
Okay. She gets a +7 on seduction.
Tower of Will now.
You do.
Oh
Got an
no.
She got an 18.
I rolled 3 ones.
Oh no.
Oh no!
The dice tell a story. The dice tell a story.
3, 4, 5, 6, 9. I
right.
rolled 3 ones.
Oh,
I love
no.
it. She got 3 stunt points.
If Venn was gonna lose on a roll, it was gonna be against a seduction.
had to.
Tower of
Let's
Will
be
my
honest.
ass.
They're gonna tower will that ass, all right?
Oh no, I didn't read the whole stunt.
What is it?
Oh no, I was joking.
Oh, okay. I thought we missed something. She is going to use She's going to use and another thing. She asked if you were, what the reason for your job was. So she is going to say, adding on to the end, she's going to use that and bon mot. And she is going to, she's going to ask, is she still behind this? She says, and assuming that you're transporting them for something, who would have even hired you to do that? If you don't mind me asking. And she moves out from behind the screen and is just entirely naked. That's her bon mot.
I can respect that.
What does Ven say?
I have to tell her something, I guess.
Yeah.
I failed.
Again, it's not like a compulsion, but again, if we're gonna play this out role play, you did lose the check.
Someone very rich in our home city has decided that helping the Grey Wardens is in his best interests.
You're transporting the explosives to the front lines of the Grey Wardens. Interesting. That's where we're gonna end that scene there. We'll come back for the next pass at it. That is gonna be Ven's turn. Garas, it is your turn now.
Okay, I'm gonna go for some dirty tactics.
Go for it.
That is a 19 with 5 points in stunned.
That hits.
Okay, so he has to make a Constitution stamina against me.
All right. He does have a focus and stamina.
He has to beat a 15.
Geez, even with a +6, he got a 12. He failed.
Okay, then he is now stunned. They can attempt the test again at the end of the turn, and if the only thing they can do on their stunned is take a single move action. While they're stunned, all attacks from a rogue is considered backstabs. So Garas just outright kicks him right in the junk as the stunning attack.
Okay, you just kick.
I just kick really hard.
Just doubles over from that. That's your action to do that? So
that
you can't
is,
make it
that is my action. I pretty much do an attack action, and instead of doing regular damage, I would do the dirty fighting.
Okay,
and
gotcha.
I don't do any damage on it, but I rolled a 5 on my stunt dice, so I get to do a lightning attack.
Okay. Yeah.
And I'm going to make it also a pierced attack.
Okay.
Pierce that armor.
That is 20 to hit.
That hits, yeah.
Okay. So, and because it's now bluff, I get to roll 2d6.
Yeah, his defense is not very high. His armor is much higher.
Check it. It's 2d6 plus. Yeah, plus 4. That is 15 points of damage.
Okay, and you halved his armor, so his armor is 5 for this, so he takes 10 points of damage?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. 10 points of damage as you kick and then immediately go for a stab, thrusting your rapier in between his plates, and he's like doubled over, just letting out an angry growl as you do so. He can't do anything except move on his turn. He's not going to move anywhere. So he'll just make the check to see if he ends the stunned condition. You got a 15. So
Yeah.
that's okay. So he does end it, but you got a successful turn in, and he was not able to retaliate against you on that. And I'm assuming because of the nature of that ability, he doesn't. Oh no, that's an activate action, so he can't use his aura of pain on that. Okay, that is the end of his turn. Garas hopefully turning things around. Yaz, it is your turn now.
Okay. Gotta use my major action to reload. But I'm gonna use my minor. Yeah, I'm gonna prepare again. Yeah, I'm gonna prepare for as soon as I see her again when she ducks out to throw something, I'm gonna shoot her.
Okay. So to do a prepare, you have to use your major action to do that too.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah.
No, never mind. Never mind.
Yeah, you can't do a prepare if you've already taken a major action.
That's cool. Then we shall. I mean, that's really all she can do on it. Well, maybe I'll just aim then. She'll aim.
Okay.
Yeah,
So you can aim for your
aim.
next attack. Gotcha.
Yep.
Sweet. So that is your turn. As you do that, like reloading the crossbow hurriedly, preparing yourself, you see she comes darting out from behind some of the barrels to your right as you're turning to face her. She is going to huck another dagger at you, another throwing knife. That is a 14 to hit.
Does not hit.
Does not hit. Okay. Make sure I did that. Yeah, because she's the plus one on that, but yeah. So she misses. She ducks the dagger at you, and you're able to dodge out of the way, avoiding the strike. That is
Is this fun for you?
She smiles and she says, "Yeah, it kind of is." As she has used her minor action to again continue to close the gap between the two of you. That will end her turn. Carter, magic time.
What you call tricks, I think of as cunning. Surely a man like you must be well aware of such necessary mentalities. And Carter is going to appear to do nothing else than that. But I am going to take the prepare action. And the second that he casts a spell or does any like some violence at me, I'm going to put up a force field around myself.
Okay, so you're going to use your a spell shield?
It's called force field. It's the same spell that I put the guard and the bubble in.
Gotcha.
No damage can go in. Non-damaging spells like daze and stuff like that can still go in, and I can cast magic out.
Okay. Okay. You begin to as you taunt him. He is actually. Is he gonna do? Yeah, no. I set up. He's more careful. He is not going to outright attack you this round. However, he is going to use his major action to create a spell shield. So he is he needs to make a spirit check. Okay. That will be magic. Jeez. To clear these. So 17, so he succeeds on it. No stunt points. That is going to cost him 4 MP. But he erects a arcane barrier between you and him. I would say this is your school of magic. You would know this spell well enough. During this time, so spell lasts for a number of rounds equal to your magic ability. During that time, any spell cast on you has no effect, but you must spend mana points equal to the spell's base mana cost to do so. So if you try to target him, he can negate it, but he has to spend MP to do so.
Got it.
All right. That is all he does, though, on his turn. So the crowd cheering as you taunt, sort of lowering your guard. He immediately becoming a little bit more wary, not wanting to be knocked down again and losing his opportunity. He begins to he creates this shimmering barrier between you and he.
Is it alright if I do my
Yeah, you can go ahead
action on
and
that too?
Yeah, because you can do that at any point.
Yeah. So I gotta go back to mine. I was looking at spell shield.
So you're going to cast force field.
Force field, yeah. Okay, so that's 9 mana. I'm also gonna spend let's say 10 more to make it last for 3 rounds. So I'm gonna spend 19 mana on it.
Okay.
And I need to roll to cast that sucker. Yep, that's a 20.
Okay, so you successfully do so. Just pulling up the spell just so I understand how force field works. Yourself, protective field. You're doing it for how many turns?
3.
3? Okay. Immune to damage, cannot move. Okay, so your spells pass out normally. Got it. All right, cool. So both of you creating these barriers in front of you to differing effects. That is the end of your turn. And Reyes' turn. We are back to Brilla and Venn. Venn, you have a naked woman in front of you. What do you do?
That's nothing new. Let's see. She said so she didn't know where we were taking them. I'm surprised you didn't already have that information. Suppose I imagined more communication between the wardens on the front and the rest of you. Or perhaps Reyes just hadn't told you.
Make a what are you going for here? Want to do persuasion again?
Yes.
Again, if you want to flavor in other stuff, you can do other checks. If you want to do seduction and lean it more that way, you can do seduction if you want to do. But if you're merely using the power of your words, you can just do persuasion.
Yeah, that time I think it's more persuasion, especially with that last comment. That's kind of like, oh, you've worked for him a long time and he didn't say anything like that?
Okay. Go to make your check, and she will do a willpower to resist.
This one, 19.
19. Okay.
And 4 stunt points.
Double checking. She doesn't have any talent.
Flirt!
I'm considering it.
That's kind of, yeah. That also may be a bit redundant at this point. Okay. Yep, she gets a 14, so you succeed.
Okay. Got I'm gonna do... And another thing.
Okay.
Just one more thing. Weave a second thread of conversation into the primary interaction. If relevant, you can make an additional test before anyone else has the chance to respond. And I know she failed, and I want to try to get a read on whether or not, because Venehn has just made this comment about Reyes keeping things from her, even though they've worked together for a really long time, and I want to try to get a read on whether or not she seems like she thinks maybe that's actually a possibility. Or if she's just completely confident in their relationship.
So make a let's do a perception empathy.
$17.
17. Okay. You let me do it. You said 17.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all, I roll so bad. Okay. 16 for her. You say this as she's staying there, just sort of like leaning up against the this divider, and her eyebrows furrow, and she says, I think you're making a few assumptions here. We don't receive our orders from Warden Command anymore. I know what Reyes is planning because we planned it together, but we're serving a much bigger power here. One that we hope the other wardens will come around to.
I suppose you're not just going to tell me who that is.
She steps up close to you and places a hand lightly on your chest, sort of like fiddling with the strap on your on the dress that you're wearing, and she says, "Now that would ruin the game. You want it to be over that quickly."
I suppose I don't have anywhere to be.
Continuing to like again, just like her fingers just sort of playing with the strap on your dress. She says, "So you're going to Hossberg with explosives?" Well, I imagine you're not taking your cart there. A ship, maybe?
There are lots of modes of transportation.
She's gonna make a. I'll call this one a persuasion. Against you. It's only a 13.
But what do I do?
Self-discipline, willpower is kind of
Self-discipline.
the defensive. Yeah.
God, fucking shit.
And don't forget your +1 for tower.
Yeah.
So far, you're both just succeeding on it. You're just both gonna tell each other everything.
With the +1, it's a 14.
You succeed. So
Tower of Will! Tower of Will!
you succeed. So
Rolling
you're-
really bad against her specifically.
You do not have to divulge any more than you did.
Especially in the magically advanced land of Tevinter. All sorts of ways of getting around.
I see it's going to take more coaxing then. That's where we're gonna end that encounter for Venehn. Let's move on back to Garas.
Okay. After kicking him in the crotch and dealing that damage, Garas will go for another bluff attack.
What a sentence.
Yeah, what a sentence.
I know, right? So that's to make a contested willpower against me.
Okay.
That's my deception.
All right. That's a 15.
I got a 14 on the dice, so that is a 21.
All right, so you succeed.
Okay, then I'm gonna go in for an attack again.
Attack, attack.
That is 21 to hit.
That hits.
Okay, so that is 2d6.
No stunts.
No stunts, no. I rolled like shit. So that is 11 points.
All right, so that'll be 1 point of damage to him.
Yeah.
All right. Again, fainting, trying to look. He's just the armor poses a very challenging opposition for you to navigate around. Not used to fighting people in full armor. But you do draw a bit of blood there. Is that it for Garas?
Garas, after Garas stabs him again, he kind of takes a step back a bit, like ready, like going into that ready stance again, and outright just like starts talking to them again and says, I mean, you don't seem like the type of person who comes up with ideas or, goes along with a plan. You seem like the type of person that is, how was the word I want to say for this? Blind loyalty.
On his turn, he kind of having recovered, taking up a more offensive posture against you, says, I'm also not one for talking during a fight. And he uses his minor action to activate another one of his Reaver abilities, but is going to make an attack against you with his sword. That is a 15.
That misses.
Damn. Okay. 15 2 stun. Yeah. So he's got nothing he can do with the stun points. Yeah. He whoosh, swings the sword at you, and you're able to dodge out of the way of it to avoid the strikes from this massive weapon. That is the end of his turn. Yaz, back to you.
Okay. If she wants this to be fun, we're gonna make it fun. Use my minor action to bluff her. No, I'm gonna do backstab.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna do backstab. Do not have to move for this. So my stealth against her perception. Okay. That's a 24.
All right. Oh, she got 17, so no success there.
All right. So +2 to the attack roll, plus the 1 from aiming. So I have a +3 to this. And it's really good again. That's a 6 and a 1 and a 6. That's a 6 on the dragon die too. So that's 13, That's an 18 to hit.
18 hits.
Yes. Okay. So that's an extra d6, and I've got some stunt points to use. Pierce armor.
Okay.
Mighty blow.
Okay.
Lightning attack. Oh no, I can't because I'd have to reload.
Yeah.
That's okay. Then I will.
I think there is a stunt that lets you reload too.
Rapid reload.
Yeah, I can
Yeah.
do a rapid reload. I'll do a rapid reload then, and yeah, fuck it. I'll do a defensive stance too. So I got a +2 to my defense. Okay. Let me roll this damage then. So that is 2, now 3d6. 11. 16 points of damage with her armor halved.
All right, so reduce your armor to 2. This will be 14 points. All right. 14 points of damage as you fire this crossbow bolt at her pretty close, not quite point blank. She doesn't close the distance with you entirely, but that one catches her in the side and deals a pretty hefty impact.
Do I still
against her.
have a minor action, or did I have to use my minor action to bluff?
I don't know. What is the
Bluff is a
abilities?
minor action, yeah.
Okay.
It
then
is,
yeah.
okay. Oh no, sorry, backstab. Yeah. No, it doesn't say. Just says
Well,
you
the
just
backstab is only if you approach. Hold on. Backstab is only if you approach your opponent from an unexpected direction or catch them unawares.
with a melee weapon attack to move. So with range, we decided we didn't have to move, right?
Yeah, we. I'll have to find
Regardless,
the page
though,
in the book
bluff
again.
is-
We did
yeah.
look it
It's
up.
not bluff, backstab.
Oh, backstab.
Bluff says you have to.
Yeah,
use
no,
your
you
minor.
don't have to move, but
Mm-hmm.
you still have to catch them off guard with your attack.
Okay.
Like, you don't have to move to do a ranged one, but you can't just be standing in the same spot continuing to fire at them
Yeah.
and get
Yes.
backstab on that. So you so
would I have
don't
to move with
you
my
would have
minor action?
had to done something to get
So, I just wanted to clarify the language since we haven't talked about it in a while.
Yeah.
It is so you can inflict. If you strike an opponent from an unexpected direction or catch them unawares, you must approach your opponent with a move action if attacking with a melee weapon. I think, Sid, that's what you're thinking of.
yeah.
Yes.
So, yeah,
So, but for
yeah, you don't have to approach, but you would have had to.
have done
not be in the
something
same
to have like caught her unaware. So I don't think you would have gotten the backstab on this one.
Well, I thought that was
without
what the stealth check was for, because I
Well,
did
that
the
was-
stealth with her versus her seeing, so I would have had to stealth.
Yeah, but you can't just like be standing there and say and then just like crouch. It's not like Skyrim. You don't just like crouch and stealth and then everybody loses.
Could
track
I have
of you.
moved then?
You could have, yeah. So you could have moved somewhere else in the room and then done that too.
I move and then okay.
Yeah. So I think the deal is like with backstab, you don't have to be approaching. You don't have to approach them if you're not doing with the melee, but you still do need to like reposition yourself somewhere. So yes.
Got it. Okay.
So Yaz, you we can say that you you have like moved off away from her to get some cover and then fire from her from there. So
Okay.
that
Cool.
does
That's my
work
turn.
for me because she can use that to her advantage too. It is her turn. So you fired, you lose sight of her as you're moving out behind some cover. She is also going to use her minor action to move. And yeah, well, she'll do, let's do a stealth. You do a scene check and she'll do stealth.
19.
Okay.
If I failed, I get to roll it again.
Let me double check something first. No, you succeed. So you do see her. So she, you notice her. She comes around the other side and is going to make a from between some of these crates and is going to make an attack against you. Another throwing knife. That is a 19 to hit.
Shit. Yeah, that hits, even with the +2.
All right. She's gonna try for dirty fighting against you. So make a Constitution stamina test.
It's pretty good. 17.
Okay, you succeed. It's the 15. So she throws the dagger at you, and it catches you in your armor. It doesn't deal any damage, but you're able to regain your breath from the severity of the impact and avoid being stunned. So that will end her turn.
I mean, if you wanted to have some conversation or something in the meantime, I'm sure honestly that might be more entertaining than this back and forth.
She is she doesn't seem to respond to that. Carter, it is your go now.
Okay. So I've got a question for you because I'm gonna try to make a couple of spells interact, and I want to know before I start doing this if you
Sure.
think that's how that works. So I want to do telekinetic weapons, which will basically like enchant temporarily the weapons of myself and allies around me to do extra damage. After I do that, can I then manipulate that weapon with with levitate and get the bonus damage from it still?
I would assume so. Yeah, but I assume are both of those major actions to do?
Yeah.
Okay. So
Yep.
you're setting up over the course of a couple rounds to be able to do that. Okay. Yeah. I think you'd still get the bonus from enchanting those. Sure.
Okay. Let me real quickly decide my minor. I think yes, I'm gonna go ahead and do guard up as my minor to get +2 to my defense and suffer a -2 to all tests I make for the round, which means I'll be a little bit rougher off on casting telekinetic weapons. But so he's inside this bubble and he just slides off his gloves and just like lets them flat to the ground, revealing a set of brass knuckles on his fingers. And then I'm gonna try to do this spell.
Okay.
Lots of tabs. Lots of tabs. Hey. $18. I needed a 17. And yeah, no stunts. So the brass knuckles start to take on a almost flaming spectral blue and green of the Fade look. Maybe they kind of vibrate slightly in the air.
Okay. So yeah, so essentially like taking them off and they begin to sort of like hover in front of you slightly.
That'll be next turn, but right now
okay.
they're just on his hands.
Yeah, as they begin to glow, both of you sort of preparing. I think he is at least smart enough to know that his spells aren't gonna do shit against you right now. Let's see. What can he do? Yeah, I think he is... I think just sort of testing your barrier, he throws a arcane lance at you just to test that out and see if he stunts too. So let's see. That's a 22 to hit with 4 stunt points, which does not, I believe, won't matter because he doesn't. Anything is negated by the spell, correct?
We're just immune to outside damage.
Yeah. Spell stunts. I have so many stunt windows open. He does get 4 stunt points. Yeah, he's going to. He's going to mana surge to get 1d6 mana back. Just to recharge a little bit. That's 3. So he gets 3 mana points back. All right, but yeah, he sends this blast of from behind his spell shield, sends a blast of arcane energy towards you, which is immediately dissipated by the wall of forces you're being like incanting and doing your preparatory spells here before your spell runs out. And you got 2 more turns of that, correct? Or no, does that first turn that you did count as the first one?
Yeah, that counted as the first turn, and I just did that. So after next round, it'll drop.
Okay, gotcha. All right, that is the end of Reyes's turn. Is back to Brilla and Venn.
I think we can all agree the real battle. Yeah.
The real battle. What you got, man? You could just stab her, but
I could, but then I wouldn't get more information. I want to know what's going on. Yeah, I think. Okay, yeah, we're taking a little bit of a new tack. And then, as she's right there, kind of like leans in a little bit, kind of puts a hand on her hand where it's like messing with the dress. So, if all of this is for the greater good, some higher command, why would the rest of your group be just out to get us from the start? If you've broken from Warden Command, whatever, however it works, wouldn't you be trying to get more people to your cause?
go to make a persuasion. Again, unless you have something else you're going for, but
No.
that seems to be.
No. Nope. Alright. 20.
Damn. Okay. She'll roll. I doubt she can get a 20 though. Well, she got exactly a 20, but I will say a tie goes to the attacker
okay.
in this situation, the same way it would be for defense. So I will say you succeed on that one. Did you stunt or anything?
No.
Okay. She looks down at you and says, "What do you think we're doing here in the first place?"
That's what I'm trying to reason out, but you really seem to not want to tell me.
That, we're at the tourney to recruit.
By creating a threat you know you can win against.
Or to create those desperate enough to join our side. You know there are only 2 ways of stopping the taint. Once the corruption sets in.
Death.
That wasn't what I was thinking. The Dalish Keepers have ways of delaying the effects, but those are only temporary. I'm sure some in your tribe were skilled in that practice. The only other way is the joining.
Becoming a Grey Warden. So you're going to force everyone's hand.
That's the start of it, yes.
What's the rest of it?
You're clever. I'm sure you'll figure that out in due time.
I suppose I'll have to.
Says, I guess it's my turn. I'm fairly confident I know the answer to this, but well, I still want to check and hear it from your lips. The Circle Tower in Orlais. That was you and your friends. You're the ones that killed Teresa.
What makes you say that?
Let's go ahead and do a self-discipline. Against her persuasion. What'd you get? I got an 18.
16. If you must know. We were there when it happened. Not out of malice. She started something horrible there. We were there. Happened to be there. At Interrate.
We had figured as much, but though our patron had some suspicions,
Why would your patron care about the Circle Tower in Orlais specifically? There are mages all over the place.
while I never knew Teresa personally, from my understanding, what she was doing there, if she had succeeded, would have been a great boon to our patron. We'll go ahead and stop there. I think we get through one more round. I don't think we're going to be able to finish this up today. We'll have to finish it up next time. But, Garas, it is your turn.
Garas goes in for another bluff.
All right.
It's 23.
All right, and that is another perception. Or no,
That's willpower.
willpower. 13 fails.
Okay. Garas, as his bluff, when he says that I normally don't do a lot of talking during my combat, during my fighting, Garas replies with, "Oh, but your voice is like music upon the breeze, though," as he distracts him and goes for the attack.
All right.
Ooh. That is a 21 with 5 stun points.
It hits.
Okay, so I'm just going to use all of these stun points and go for a lethal blow.
All right.
So that's 4d6. That is 16 points of damage.
All right. So, but no, you didn't pierce armor on that
No, I
one,
didn't
right?
pierce armor now.
Okay, so you take 6 points. All right. As again, you distract and try to make a sort of maneuver around him for an attack. You're getting in some cuts and getting in some blows, but you are currently chopping at a tree right now. He is very hard to bring down. On his turn, he is going to once again use his activate minor action to pulse that aura around him. He takes 6 points of penetrating damage. You take 9 points of penetrating damage. And then he is going to make an attack against you.
Okay.
Garas, we gotta get you out of there.
Yep.
You also have some healing potions.
That.
You have 2. Just a reminder.
Yep.
That is a 16 to hit.
That misses.
All right. Once again, you dodge out of the way of his attack. That is all he's got. Yaz, it is your turn.
This chick is pissing me off. Yeah, I'm reloaded. Gonna move. Yeah, gonna move as best I can. Jump behind something, and we'll go for another backstab. So, stealth
All right.
against her perception. $19.
All right. Perception for her. Fails. That's a 12.
So, Ashuta!
All right.
That is a 16 to hit.
That hits.
Okay. I've only got 2 stunters on this, so... Yeah, I was gonna do my decoys, but she hasn't really been hitting me that well anyway. So instead I'll do rapid reload pierce armor.
Okay.
Ooh! 11 plus 16 points of damage.
Damn. Okay. And with pierced armor?
With yeah, so 16, so pierced armor, yeah.
Okay. So another 14 points. Okay. Doing math is hard. Okay. All right. Once again, firing, and then you rapid reloaded to quickly
Yes.
reload the weapon. Getting a bit frustrated here. She is going to let's see. You moved, so she can start her turn adjacent to you. Yeah, make a perception check for me. Use your minor action to move.
$18.
That's a 20, so she succeeds on that.
Okay.
And so she'll make her attack against you. That's a 22 to hit.
That'll hit.
With 4 stunt points. She is going to, since the dirty fighting didn't work last time, is not going to do that again. Doesn't have enough points to volley. So she is going to pierce armor and lightning attack. Let's do 2 attacks against you. Check if she's got anything else. Yeah. Okay.
Is the armor only pierced on the first attack?
That's a good question. Pierce armor. It's only for the first attack.
Okay.
So this one will have an extra d6. All right, 10 points of damage on the first one.
Reduced to 5. Okay.
$10 on the second one, but I think that meets your armor.
Negates.
Right?
Yep.
All right.
Okay.
All right, yeah. Quick 2 daggers thrown at you. One hits, drawing blood. The other one deflects off of your armor. That is going to be all she's got, though. So we will finish it out with Carter.
Cool. Since we're running low on time, I planned my shit out. I'm going to roll real quick.
All right.
For my casting. 21, 1 stunt point. I wasn't expecting that. Magic stunts. Anything good for 1 point?
Yeah, the only for one, you can make it so they have a -1 penalty resist the effect of your spell. You do a staggering spell to move them. You can do arcane armor.
I was looking at that, but it's already like I've already got armor better than that. Staggering spell wouldn't work. Yeah, neither would. It's fine. He closes his eyes and puts his ear up against the wall, and he feels Eckert on the other side, and he says to Reyes, "You said I might be seeing Eckert sooner than later." And spectral armor starts to flow over his forearms, and he extends his fingers, and Eckert's armored spectral hands slide through his and take the brass knuckles off of him. And Eckert whispers to himself, to Eckert, "Get him, baby." And with my minor action, I'm going to close the distance with them. So
okay.
I can't make an attack this round.
You can't attack this round.
But
okay.
It's right up in his grill.
And your shield would end at the end of your turn, correct?
I was thinking about that. I think we're counting it wrong because the first round was the round he cast his shield. The second round was the round he did the arcane bolt against me. If I had it up for 3 rounds, I think it would end at the beginning of my next round. Right?
Is it?
I gotta look at it real quick.
I think it would end at the end of your turn. Hold on, let me double check. During time, the subject's meeting was not so.
Interesting. It doesn't say when the spell ends. For 1 round, and then for an additional round.
Yeah, I
For
guess
each
it would
5.
go at the start of your turn. Well, I think the weird thing is here, he can just ready his action and cast it as soon as you drop the spell, as soon as it ends. So
Okay.
why don't we just do it that way? So he'll use his minor action for that. Won't so he'll just have his major action. So he has to burn that to make an attack as soon as your spell drops.
Okay.
He is going to he's going to use 15 points to cast a chain lightning at you.
Yay.
Says okay. That will be. He's got to roll for his ability. This is his focus. It's a 23, so he definitely succeeds. No stunt points, though. I need you to make a... oh, no, you don't. Any additional charge, it makes a successful con stamina check. Reduces the damage. Primary target suffers penetrating damage. No.
Do I just take it?
Yeah, you're just gonna take the damage.
Awesome.
Oh, I rolled really bad on that though. So that is plus what's his magic? So that's 16 points of penetrating damage as he conjures this bolt of lightning as soon as your shield breaks, sending it shooting towards you again, weaving through the air like you've seen happen before, hits you, and you feel the electricity coursing through you from this solid attack. However, you being one of the first people to, I imagine you're still standing, to remain standing from that blast as the crowd roars around you, and this battle is in full swing. That is where we're going to unfortunately have to end for today. We're not going to get to the end of this fight, but we'll pick it up next time to see how this all turns out. Let me change back to some other music because I know we need to get going. So yeah, good shit, y'all. Let's do our stars and wishes real quick, and then we'll get going. Van, you want to kick us off like usual?
Sure. It's Sunny. My star is gonna go to Yasmera / Sid. Yasmera went through a lot of emotions today and had to take responsibility for a lot of things. And it was really interesting and well played. And Yasmera having to actually grapple with emotions is something that doesn't happen that often. So I think it's fun. And my wish is, I don't know. I don't really have one. I'm just having a great time. My wish is I want to see the wyvern again.
Okay.
I just want to know he's doing okay.
We can make that happen.
And see if he remembers me or tries to eat me.
We'll see how that goes.
50-50
Yeah.
shot.
We'll plan for that as a little downtime escapade for Ren to go find, or maybe your wyvern friend just comes swooping in to save you.
Maybe.
Love it. Thank you, man. Sid.
Star's gotta go to Carter for that fucking line, and then a 666 on an intimidation. Holy shit. The dice tell a story. Well, okay, but also Ven's 111s on a seduction. I think my star goes to the dice this afternoon for just really telling some stories today. Oh, too good. I love it. I love it. I love it when that happens. My wish. I'm gonna keep trying to talk to this chick. I don't even know her name at this point. Like, find some common ground or something. Like, this fight just between these two is gonna take the longest, to be perfectly honest.
Maybe just asking her name would be a good start to
I
find
guess,
some common ground.
you know. Yeah, we'll start with that next time. But yeah, that's me.
Love it. Yeah, I'm like, God, I'm not just gonna have her villain monologue her own name. That would seem really egotistical. Someone's gonna have to ask at some point. Thank you, Sid. Wally.
Oh boy, my star goes to just Carter for just being like the most stalwart person ever, just going along. Like, I thought we would have had Carter be like very upset with us, but it was more that he was disappointed, and that hurt even more. But at the same time, he kept his mind on like, hey, we still have stuff we need to do. I'm not going to let this distract me. I'm actually going to let it fuel me. And it was a very nice turnaround to all of it. Just Carter's had great role play this game, and I loved it. My wish is, I hope Garas survives this one, because he brought.
Have 2 health potions.
He's gonna use it
just want
eventually.
to remind you.
Just brought a tiny little hatchet to chopping down a redwood, so you know. Hey. Yeah, that's my wish.
Awesome.
And I hope to survive.
I hope you do too. Thanks, Wally. Sita, bring us home.
Man, Wally, combat banner, dude. Got to give the star for the combat banner, especially with like the descriptions of the actions and shit too. Kicking the armored guy in the cans, as it were. Like, loved it. Wish. Oh God, I want to say 3 more hours, but my brain is turning into jelly. My wish is that we all get some great fucking rest and bring back that energy for next session, because we're not even close to this shit. This is still happening, and I want to beat Reyes down. Hope I don't have to kill him, but we'll see.
We will see. Awesome.
I love how everyone's finally coming around to my idea of things. What did I say from the beginning? Fucking kill these motherfuckers. No one listens to me.
Yeah. Oh boy. Alrighty. That is going to be it, y'all. Thank you so much for watching. We'll be back same time, or not same time. We'll be back on next Monday to continue at our normally scheduled time. So please come join us for that. Join us for other shows in between. Thank you for joining us on this lovely off time holiday. Hopefully everyone enjoys the rest of their day off. And we're going to go. Thank you to my lovely players.
Thank you for the
everyone
game.
out there for watching. We'll see you in 1 week. And until next time, good game. Good night, Internet.